Welcome to Strongest Style, a pro wrestling podcast. I am your host, the reigning, defending, undisputed Strongest Style World Champion, the living legend Logan Hurst, and I'm of course joined by my co-host, the gimmick killer, Cooper Prater.
If BTS covers Memuero, either live or in recording, this will become an official BTS Stan podcast. Army, get in here right now. You don't know what you're missing. Thank you for loving and embracing El Rey de Plata y Oro, the greatest of all time, Mr. Joe.
You know what? K-pop's good now, guys. I've come around.
Uh-huh.
And making his grand return from excursion, he is a giant, the man with the best conglomeration of last names in wrestling history, Jack Rhodes Dudley.
I've been scouting WWC Puerto Rico for new wrestlers to add to my roster over at FPW.
That would be pretty sick.
No, really, I looked up to see if there was a show, but I couldn't. There wasn't one until the 16th, so I couldn't drag my wife over to watch wrestling on her honeymoon.
It would have been like a crazy...
No, it was amazing. I had a beautiful time, but I'm also glad to be back here in the studio to talk about all the stuff we talk about.
Did you happen to see Bad Bunny and or Savio Vega?
I did not see either of them. I was surprised at how many I don't know if they were like playing to what they thought we wanted to hear as tourists, but like basically every Uber driver we got did have Bad Bunny blasting through the speakers, and I was like, I don't know if they actually love him that much in Puerto Rico or if they think that tourists are expecting it when they visit Puerto Rico.
From what I have heard, because I know people who go to Puerto Rico very often and like have family there. It is genuine.
It's very genuine.
They just legit love that dude.
He's a awesome national hero, man.
Cool. He's like Mystico.
It's true. That's true.
Like Ricky Dozan.
Welcome back. It's been not too bad of a news week, all things considered, other than...
No, honestly, yeah. We could talk about Tanahashi's new haircut.
Can I speak to your managers, please, and thank you. Oh my god, I love him so much.
That's the
yeah.
I am ashamed though that he's seemingly internalized all those years of both traditional Japanese beauty standards and also professional wrestling beauty standards, because hey, look, Ace deserved to get a little fat with it now.
I know. He's always talking down on himself. It said he mentioned it in the what we're about to talk about, the Tenzan retirement announcement. He was like, Tenzan was talking about how people have been talking about how he sort of got so thin over the past few years, and then Tanahashi was like, yeah, and all I've gotten since I retired is fatter. Oh no, it's so awful,
man.
Also, like Tenzan got thin in like a bad way.
Yeah, he looks like emaciated. Yeah, but we love him though. That.
Well, look, man. When you get retirement, you get the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? You kick back a little. Apparently, I don't think. Well, he hit the gym like one time since retirement. Beast. How old is Tana? Is he 50?
I have no idea.
I don't know, maybe 49 or something.
Yeah.
Hiroyoshi Tanahashi right now is he's 49 years old. Born in November 1976.
Man, he's as he rounds out a little bit, I think he's looking a little younger.
Honestly, true. He is looking. It felt like he was sort of forcing something that just was past him, for the past few years. He seems a lot more comfortable looking the way he does now, and I don't mean that as a slight, like I'm being very serious. So we did have this news break this morning, I think, to segue over to that another sort of, we've had a lot of these lately, another legend of the 2000s pro wrestling scene is going to be retiring actually very soon, at the G1 semifinal night in August, actually, and that's Raging Bull. Is that right? Hiroyoshi Tenzan.
Yes.
Let's make that up. Yeah. No, I know.
Wild Bull. Or,
The Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Anyways, he is actually a serious old favorite of mine. And I'm sure Cooper could say the same because he fucking loves that era of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, Tenzon is great. He doesn't really get his flowers these days. I hope that he can have a amazing final night. And it kind of came out of nowhere because he hasn't wrestled in I think over a year now. He had some serious injury that put him out from doing his just preview tag dad duties and hasn't come back since then. It looks like the only, I can't say for certain, but I think that's going to be the only match he wrestles. I don't think he's going to do any other tours. He's just going to do the one sort of retirement match. And fair enough to the man. He is one of those guys of that era who's clearly struggling to say the least. And that's, I don't mean that as a put down, really. If anything, it's out of admiration. I really appreciate how far, some folks are willing to go, really, out of their love for putting on a great show and being a great, athlete wrestler in this great sport. But seriously, he I hope that they give him the retirement that he deserves. Just an absolute legend. Like we always say about the third generation, it's almost a meme how much people bring up how they never got their due diligence, but it is true, and it's true of Tenzan as much as it is true of Kojima and Nagata and Nakanishi. They all deserved better, so I hope he gets a beautiful retirement at a G1 semifinal.
Who do you think he'll wrestle? Because obviously, like, it's in the G1, it isn't going to be anybody in the G1, or do you think it's going to be like a tag, or...
I would say for a guy like Tenzan, I'd almost suspect he did tease having Kojima in there. Oh wait, yeah, he didn't say in the thing. He said that he'd be fine with a 6-man. He's tagging was a big part of his career, but he wants to go out on his own terms in a 6. Oh, it looks like he said that he would rather do a singles match. So perhaps, yeah, you're right, Logan.
Yeah. I mean, I could see them, obviously, him wrestling.
It might be one more singles match with Kojima.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it could be Nagata, too. Both those guys are still wrestling. Or he could wrestle Ren Narita.
Ren Narita's like a singles match with fucking Fujinami coming up that they've been doing build and backstage comments.
He could be
and I think Yujiro is facing Leona on that same show.
Leona?
It's going to be a banger. His son.
Oh, his son!
Yeah.
Junior!
Fujinami.
Yeah, but
not Toa Leona.
I was like, well, that's what I thought. I was like, Toa Leona? I was like, wait a second. I was like, why is Yujiro wrestling? I mean, I knew they were in the house for a little bit, but...
That would be a real throwback. Yeah, does anyone want to say anything else about... Hiroyoshi Tenzan before we move on to other news?
Yeah, I got a lot to say about old Tenzan. I love him. You had referenced earlier my love and admiration for kind of really like late 80s to early 2000s kind of heavyweight New Japan stuff, and I right before my trip to Japan for Wrestle Kingdom over a year ago at this point, I did a big, huge rewatch of every Tokyo Dome show that I could get my hands on. And, that is a really odd experiment to try to do. And what it gives you is a semi, like, real-time chronology of a lot of these, like, classic wrestlers. You really truly get to see them, progress from little, nothing young lions to like real masters of the craft. That's in large part how I fell so tremendously in love with Yuji Nagata, as much as I had was during that period when I was watching. And same for Tenzan, same for Kojima. I mean, those two in particular, I mean, so inextricably linked together. had just a generational, at first kind of competitive rivalry as young rookie wrestlers, and then eventually into this like really great friendship and tag run as Tenkozi throughout multiple decades. It's really impressive what both of them were able to do. Unfortunately, as was kind of the style with New Japan at the time, they arguably waited a little too long to really see what they had in Tenzan. He is, of course, a former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And that came. He had the unenviable task of dethroning Yoshihiro Takayama for that belt, which I think did not necessarily do him much favors. But he was incredibly over, at the time and since.
Go and watch. If either of y'all haven't, I or maybe y'all have. I'm also talking to the viewers here,
and I think really phased.
Oh, we're super desynced. Wait, extremely desynced.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to leave.
Oh wait, are we back, Cooper?
No.
I think it fixed itself. I think it fixed itself.
Wait. Okay, you two both. When I say go, you speak.
Once again, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Okay, pretty close. Cooper might be like a hair off.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I think we're back on track.
Okay.
Do you want to go again from just where we were?
Yeah. I'll put a timestamp in the edit.
Cool. I was just going to say, if...
Jack, you were talking.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just going to say that if either of y'all, or the viewers, the listeners, haven't checked it out, because Cooper was talking about how, he was really getting over around that time, go and watch the G1 final, Tenzan versus Akiyama. That's one of my favorite G1 finals they ever did, and you'll never hear a louder, Ryogoku than you'll hear them cheering for Tenzan in that match. They were just absolutely raucous for the man. He really was. He had his time where people were fully behind him. It's very cool to see.
Yeah, 100%. And that translated across audiences too. I mean, we were just talking about Ted Turner and the legacy of WCW. NWO Japan is in large part responsible for boosting so many of those guys' careers. And in the brief little spots that they did get on American TV, I still hear people who were watching WCW at the time talk about them quite fondly. I think he really, much like all of the sort of class that he came up with, aged into his New Japan dad status quite gracefully. During sort of like what a lot of people recognize now as the boom in the mid 2000s for New Japan. Yes, the younger stars, your Okadas, Omegas, Styles, Naito, all of that was very much where a lot of the foreign fan attention was. But when you had all these people, signing up to New Japan World for the first time, and they tune in to whether it's a Road to show or Dominion or whatever, Sakura Genesis, and you're first confronted with these multi-man tags up and down the card, which was a big shock for, I think, a lot of foreign fans. And you see just a bunch of these faces, and some of which are younger, some of which are older, and it gave me at least this real sense of appreciation of New Japan's history, even if I didn't really know it yet. It made me realize that this is a promotion with a respect for its past and a kind of prestige, to where these men who were at an age that would be laughed at in American wrestling for continuing to go at this point were being treated with respect, and as real kind of elder statesmen of the cards. And he put his body through so much. All of those guys did, and to see him finally take stock of all of that and to acknowledge that this is it, I congratulate him for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie and act like I know a lot about this subject. Early 2000s New Japan is a blank spot for me. I always knew Tenzan because it is interesting. Like, a lot of the older guys still kind of like, they don't wrestle a lot, but they'll, a lot of the Rambos and stuff like that will pop up. I know the Machine Gun Chops. I need to go back, and maybe that'll be something I'll do in preparation of this August 15th retirement. Maybe I'll skip Best of the Super Juniors like I do every year, because I say I'll watch it and then I don't. Maybe I'll just go back and go through some New Japan World Archives.
You should. Maybe we should do something for the show.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I will make this announcement right now. Because New Japan is shit at the moment, I'm going to be canceling my New Japan World subscription first of next month. So I'll tell you what we're going to do is, in honor of both me finally getting rid of this weight that has been on my this 999 yen weight that has been on my shoulders for months, and to celebrate Dust of the Super Juniors, I suggest that for this month's retro review, we do finally 1994 Super J-Cup.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. I
think
down.
we should run it. No doubt. Yeah, that's really cool.
I will hold you both to it.
Okay. We'll figure out the time and the date very soon.
We'll do it. When is Double or Nothing? It's 2 weeks from now?
Yes.
So, is there any show next week other than Super Juniors and regular stuff?
I don't think so.
We will do it next week then, because it'd be a terrible idea to do it for Double or Nothing, and then after that point, it's the end of the month, and we need to watch it before Cooper's subscription runs out, and he never watches a minute of New Japan Pro Wrestling ever again.
Free.
Oh, man.
It is funny that, like, I will say it was probably worse 2 years ago, but now is the time that Cooper gets out.
I feel that here's what it is. I feel like there is no hope now.
Because Evil left.
2 years ago, 100%. 2 years ago, I was down in it. Don't you worry. And I also canceled my subscription then too.
Mm-hmm.
But I then regained it because, like a fool, like the curse of the New Japan fan, I was convinced that there might be hope. And,
I think it's actually, if anything, it's the difference between like seeing a company that you love that is directionless versus seeing a company that you love that is clearly going in a direction that you don't want it to. It's like,
yeah, sure.
It is very clear now that y'all, I mean, for the next 3 years, we're going to have this guy that y'all don't seem to care for as the top heel of the company. Even if he loses the title at Dominion, he's going to be there. And who knows how long it'll take for anyone to get behind Wolfie. That's a whole thing now, too. I like it, but I can't blame, knowing Cooper and Cooper's sensibilities, I cannot blame you for what happened.
If I have to watch one more fucking Aaron Wolf House of Torture segment, and I'm going to fucking lose it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even watched any since 3 months ago.
He can feel it. He can there's a disturbance when you can tell that a match is happening. Wake up in a cold sweat.
I take psychic damage every time.
got slammed by the Don. Killed my bones.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
They rang the goddamn bell again.
speaking of wrestling retirements, seemingly Asuka, or as we like to call her on this podcast, Kana, looks to be either retiring or leaving the Federation. One of the two, because a lot of people are sending out thoughts about Asuka, and she's posting ominously on Instagram the Jake Lee song "My Way." You know,
Oh my god, really?
yeah,
She did post
she posted
thing with my
an image of her without makeup, looking out of the window with "My Way" as the song. So, how do you feel? Whoa. Actually, before we get into this, Jack, how do you feel about your boy posting AI generated stuff on his Instagram?
What are you talking about?
Jake Lee.
Did it happen? I missed it. Wait.
Because I get all Jake Lee's posts on my Instagram because Jack likes them. And he liked that one. He did not like that one. So I was like, maybe he doesn't like it. But he just blanked it out of your mind.
Are you sure that this... Oh my god. I thought somebody painted that. I thought someone painted that. I thought that was fan made.
I'm gonna find this in the Discord just so I can
I'm already here. I was like, what a badass. I saw this. I was like, what a badass painting of Jake Lee. You're telling me this is AI generated? Cooper, go look at this.
Oh god.
I thought it was real.
Let me see.
Oh wait, I see this one. I see this. That's fair. It did come right after this other AI generated one. And I did realize that was AI, but I didn't like that one. But I did like the one of him with like the 6-pack with the that slide behind it.
No. I'm not talking about that one, which could be. Wait, that is AI. It is AI. I'm talking about the sing
They're probably
one.
both AI. I might have liked it and taken it away. I don't have it liked right now.
Yeah, because Instagram has both of them as like made with AI.
I think that Jake can do whatever he wants.
It's good when he does it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's in
I don't really understand. That being said, I don't really understand what's supposed to happen in the sing one, and the hat that he's holding in the second panel has 2 brims. It's like it's got the brim that he's holding, but then it's sideways.
Well, anyway, back to the Asuka news.
I feel like this is more important.
Speaking of AI users.
Yeah. She had a match with Io this weekend, which I think was originally supposed to be a WrestleMania match that they didn't do, and that Kyrie was supposed to be for, that she obviously got released from the company and wasn't there for, to the point of one of them had Kyrie's WrestleMania mask that she made for the match with them. I saw that in like a backstage photo. I didn't watch Backlash for obvious reasons. I had better things to do, aka work, and I was not that interested in it. But apparently they had a match, and a lot of people were thinking that was Asuka's final hurrah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked too if she's not getting as much money and she just decides to leave. Because from what...
Oh my gosh, did y'all touch on it last week? Just the general news about the contract sort of stuff? Okay.
We went in that for like 30 minutes, brother.
Yeah, that's fair. It's very just like ridiculous and disrespectful.
Well, I know like a lot of the wrestling journalists are saying like this is not all the releases. Like there was a bunch of people we've been told that are supposed to be released that haven't. So I don't think we're out of the woods on that yet. But yeah, I mean, if it is a career, if she does leave, New Japan, or not, if she leaves WWE, sorry, man, she loves New Japan. No, sorry, I had New Japan on my mind.
You should.
I'm thinking about the Holy Seaman Army. If she does leave WWE, like the question is, even where would she go? Marigold, but she doesn't like Stardom and Rossi.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, people are like, she's gonna
fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. People are like,
Asuka has serious beef with Rossi.
Well,
and actually,
some people are saying that, and I was like, why would you say that?
No, that's ridiculous. Asuka, I don't want to sort of just go over history if everyone knows it, but Stardom was practically created. Is it like part of it was that Rossi was trying to sort of create a new superpower in Japanese women's wrestling and to shut her out of it because she had made them so fucking upset with all the stuff she had to say, which was right and true, and is still right and true
Yeah.
today. If you want to look up the beef that Kana at the time had with Japanese women's wrestling that sort of pushed her out of it. It's fun. She's a very, I mean, as far as I can, I mean, I respect the hell out of Asuka and Kana at the time. I think she's a very smart wrestler. She clearly thinks a lot harder about what's going on around her than a lot of fucking meathead wrestlers out there. I can imagine, yeah, if she's getting stiffed in pay, she would not hesitate to leave. I think realistically, if she is going, she'll probably be doing freelance work like Nagi or Sari and do some stuff in Stardom, do some stuff in Marvelous, some stuff in Sendai, some stuff in Suriism, and just pop up anywhere. Maybe do an IWGP championship match because that's sort of what they like to do with the outsiders when they come through Stardom.
But
I mean, I could easily see that. I could easily see her popping up in AEW if she's sort of relocated to the US. She's been there for many years now. I mean, who knows really? We're all still speculating whether or not she's actually leaving. What I really want to say is that I think that she's just fantastic. I think Asuka, again, Kana in the past and maybe again soon, is just really one of the best women's wrestlers of the modern day. She has done so much. And like I just sort of touched on, she's really carved her own path in a wrestling world where that's less and less common. And maybe it should be talked about more often that she did that. I feel like guys like, the Young Bucks, just the Elite in general, and other guys who came up in that era get talked about all the time, sort of praised for really carving their own path in wrestling. And I think Asuka is very similar. She made her own way, and that's very fucking cool. In a sport, in a business where that does not happen all that often.
for sure. My point on saying Marigold is not that I think that. It's that I've seen people say that online. And I was like, why would they say that? She has real life problems and justified problems with Rossi. And that's part of my thing is like, obviously she wouldn't go there. Though Stardom is under new leadership, sometimes you may just not want to go to a place because of why it was built. If she even return to Japan, I just don't see her ever going. I don't see her going to AEW. I really think it's going to be a retirement. Like, I think she would retire if I had to guess. Maybe she does some pro stuff. I wouldn't be shocked if she popped up in like a Suriism. Maybe Sendai, But
yeah, I mean, she is an older woman,
Yeah, she's in her 40s, so
not like an older woman. I mean, she's an older athlete.
For a lot of women's wrestlers,
Jack talking like the old All Japan women.
Yeah, sorry, that's not a
Once you hit 25, that's it.
She would tear into me for that, I guess.
No.
That was the whole thing.
It's just more of like for the average women's wrestler, you don't see a lot go over 40 and be consistently wrestling. Like, there's very few that I could think of other than like Aja Kong, names like that are like still really, really active. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Cooper, if you could think of any more names that I'm just like blanking out on.
Jaguar Yokota, Yumiko Hota, Mako Satomura retired last year, so
Yeah.
not her anymore. But yeah, I mean there's some.
There's some, but it's not something as like regular as like men's wrestlers typically wrestle to their 40s or 50s is like retirement age for,
sure.
And like, especially in Japanese wrestling because of that stigmatism, like there's people retire at like 26, for Japanese women's wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're like, that's old. And I'm like, what? That's like prime. That's the prime right there. But I mean, I think if she goes back, she'll probably do produce shows, which would be beasts. She should just wrestle Chihiro on every produce show she does. That's what I think, personally. She should wrestle Big Senka. She should wrestle Yuna, Chi-Chi maybe. Definitely she get on some surrealisms. But I think she's retiring. If I had to guess one, I think she's retiring.
Well, I mean, if she does, truly just decide that, this is it and call it a career, she's got plenty of options outside of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
She was famously, very multifaceted before she even ever got into the wrestling business. She was in video game design, for Christ's sakes. She can have a probably very decent paying career in a lot of different things, other than getting dropped on her head for a living. So, but that being said, hey, Kana, you get dropped on your head really cool. So if you want to keep doing that, that's fine too.
Where would, if you could pick a spot for her, if she is leaving Federation online, where do you think you would like to see her go? If it was,
I mean, I'm a little biased, of course, obviously. I like, as unlikely as I think it would be, I think she would fucking tear it up in AEW. Just have her fucking run Rampage through, that entire place, and it doesn't have to be a long run or anything. Just a quick, impactful, I don't know, maybe year or 2 years, whatever, just to establish dominance and then leave. That's fine with me. And also, me being, the kind of snobbier kind of Joshi appreciator that I am, as you well know, I'm fond of Sendai girls as well. I think that her style that she was developing, both in her previous Japanese work and through NXT WWE, lends itself more to the kind of more impactful style that Sendai has kind of propped up in recent years, as opposed to something like a Tokyo Joshi or Stardom, which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that she could have some really banger matches there too, with a handful of standouts from those rosters. But I think, I don't know, vibe wise, she I think would click better in there. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe she goes back to Ice Ribbon or some shit. Really takes it back home in a way that nobody's really expecting. But
I think too is she is such a big name and hasn't wrestled in Japan in so long that if she did, she could perceivably go anywhere, even if it is, again, go back to Ice Ribbon, and she would make that instantly, attendance up, I think power,
anybody would be happy to have her.
Yeah.
Except maybe Marigold.
Yeah. I want to reiterate, I do not think, and nor would I suggest she should go there.
I don't think you did. I think we established that.
Yeah. You were just like, what are you talking? I was like, no, wait, let me finish.
Yeah, well, because you didn't clarify the first time.
Well, I was finishing the thought. You heard it, and you were like, dumb alert. Let me just bang that down. But yeah, it's interesting to see. We also had Minnie Danhausen, a.k.a. Why am I blanking out right now?
Sagrada, Masquerade Sagrada.
Yeah, Sagrada. I'm I just blanked.
OG El Torito in WWE, too.
That's true.
The greatest Mini Estrella of all time, one might say.
Yeah.
My best personal friend.
That is your close personal friend. My boss, watches it, and he was talking about that, and he's like, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And I said, yeah, I would have saw that guy live. My face didn't explode. Sucks to suck.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, you were going to, die or something.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Just the God didn't want me to see Sagrada live, apparently. And
that was the best part, definitely, of that
Genuinely,
show.
he was.
And what's crazy is,
it was so impressive.
In the WWE match, he was, the best worker in the match.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
They I saw at one point during the match, Kit Wilson was trying to get him out of the match, and he took him back at the ramp and put him in Danhausen's cloning machine to try and get him sort of trapped in there. But then the cloning machine went off, and then like 10 other mini Housens came out and attacked Kit Wilson and The Miz because he cloned him too many times.
Again, sometimes comedy wrestling.
Did anyone else see that?
It's great. I did see that. I also saw that he went for the curse, but Kit Wilson put up a mirror, and it caused Minihausen to get cursed, and he was hit with the skull crushing finale like right after. You know, sometimes wrestling's awesome, guys. What can I say? What do you feel about that, Cooper? This has two people that you like in this match on one team, but at the same time, I feel like you would be maybe apprehensive towards it.
I am really glad that they're having fun. I don't have to watch it, but you know, it's good. It's good that they're
good for them,
having fun over there. Yeah, you know. Yeah. I will say, you know, it has been very funny just to watch, you know, WWE fans react to quite literally, like, I'm not joking, the greatest Mini Australia of all time.
Yeah.
And being like, whoa, who's this guy? When he's had a very long and fruitful career of doing pretty much exactly this and better, you know, all the time. But
and wrestled in WWE before.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, I've mentioned it before, but man, we are the unks now. Like, you know, these new WWE fans, they don't know nothing about WLC.
Yeah,
they don't know nothing about it.
They weren't there for it. They didn't go through it like we did.
They don't know three. They only know. They only know
memorable character.
3MB because of like it being Drew McIntyre's group before when he was crappy.
I don't even know that.
They may only know that by folklore. You know, they've heard of it. They don't know anything about Primo Mexico.
There's no folklore these days.
Yeah, that's a shield chair, brother. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Is there any other news? I don't think so.
No, I don't think. Oh my God, did y'all hear about the Sorry, more fucking Fed stuff. Did y'all hear about the John Cena Championship?
Oh my gosh!
Doesn't matter whether they won or lost the match.
That's gut.
Did you hear about this, Cooper?
That's gut check.
Cooper, have you heard about this?
I have seen thumbnails for Wrestle Talk videos about it, but I don't know.
John Cena came. I want to explain it.
Yeah, go ahead.
John Cena came on the. He was at Backlash, and he came out and announced that he is trying to find new and exciting things to do with WWE, even though he's retired.
I was about to say that guy's there a lot for a retired.
Yeah, I know. I think they need him. He said that he wants to create a series in the spirit of how his final match had like the NXT sort of showcase gimmick, and he's
John Cena Produce.
Yes, he's doing John Cena Produce shows now. The John Cena Classic, but coming with the sort of John Cena branded shows is a new title that hasn't been unveiled yet. But he said it's gonna basically be like a reality show type thing, like Survivor, where it's just the fans watch the match and then they just vote on whoever they liked the most, no matter who won or lost, and then whoever gets voted wins the championship.
Finally, WWE
is WWE title ever.
Yeah, they found a way to make.
Oh yeah,
they found a way to make the match not matter.
They found a way to make the match not matter at all.
I can tell you, there's going to be two people winning that title. Two options. Obafemi or Danhausen. And that's it.
It's going to just be that whoever, like, they are going to just pick whoever loses each match just because it's funny.
What if Naraku won it?
Yeah. That's who we need.
Unironically, if the internet, if they truly let it be a vote, and the IWC like rallies behind his idea, I really could see Evil as the John Cena champion. And that would be like the funniest thing to give him if they just let him do House of Torture bollocks.
Well, they're gonna work the results.
Oh, that's true.
Clearly.
That's Cyber Sunday, brother.
John Cena would never let that happen. He's putting his name on it.
Yeah.
John Cena's a man of integrity. He couldn't let that happen.
I didn't mean to besmirch the name of John Cena.
The funny thing
John
about
Cena.
this one specifically is that John has been on like Twitter. Like he announced it. Like he announced he was going to be at the show. He's like, I'm going to announce something tomorrow, and like it may not, like you guys might not all like it, but I'm going to do it anyways. In like, you know, an apologetic Cena way. And then he said it again afterwards. Announced he said like. He posted a tweet where part of it said the John Cena Classic may not be perfect by any means, but it's authentically me and reflects my values and beliefs. And then he said in parentheses, I am not perfect either. That's what it said.
He talks way too
I know.
much.
Like, he's like super fucking defensive about it. I don't know. He's worried that people aren't going to like it. It's weird.
Man.
Weird guy.
Apparently he's a big Will Cruz guy.
That is true.
Really? Maybe Will Cruz will win the John Cena Classic.
Dude, that's why he made it. He made it so he could give Will. He's gonna like wrap the belt around Will Cruz's waist and have like the biggest smile on his face. Or that's Mason Rook, brother.
Do you think the belt's gonna spin?
Has to, right? It's just gonna be a big face of John Cena, and it just spins around, you know.
Yeah.
The John Cena Championship.
Him doing that weird like.
Yeah.
That one time.
It's gonna be him with the ice cream bar, and it's gonna say "Bing chillin', Bing chillin'."
Oh my god.
That's it.
Those halcyon days of 2018.
John Cena Classic, hilarious. It's gonna be like a pay-per-view too, which is hilarious. That's
fucking crazy.
WB,
John Cena produce.
You can't fucking charge me for it.
You can't charge me for that. John Cena's gonna make the best part is like we don't have to book anything. We just make matches.
They should have called it Cena-ism.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Kana-ism coming soon.
All of New Japan Pro Wrestling is Tana-ism right now.
I said Kana, brother.
I said Tana.
Tana-ism.
He owns it.
We're gonna get Pimpism soon. Yujiro's produce show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Watch the pay-per-view with him versus Leona, and if you want that to happen.
I'm not watching Junior, brother. You can try to persuade me with Pimp Juice, but I'm not watching Junior.
Room for one Junior.
All right. It's time. We didn't talk any New Japan last week. We said no more New Japan because Jack was off the podcast. So, in that spirit, we're letting our boy run wild. Jack, lead us off.
Well, this past week, while I was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Wrestling Dontaku happened. Both shows, night 1 and 2, in Fukuoka. Yeah, we had a fair few matches. Some of them were really, really good. Some of them were okay. 2 of them were bad. I will talk about the 2 that were bad first because that's in chronological order. We had Aaron Wolf versus Don Fale in 10 minutes 30 seconds. Was the first sort of like important match of Wrestling Dontaku night 1. It was a pretty standard sort of, Don Fale is a fucking lumbering giant, and I noticed that he's not even wearing wrestling boots anymore. He's coming out with like slip-on sneakers. He can't even tie his own shoes, I assume, is what's happening here. But Wolf did do the high fly flow again, which was cool, and he ripped off his shirt at one point in the match, which was cool. Besides that, yeah, like this is the one Cooper complaint that I totally get. It is bad, like objectively bad, and I'm tired of seeing it. And I hope that he can move on and have an interesting G1 after all this, because I mean, but it sucks, doesn't it, that the guy debuted that hot and we're waiting like to see if he's any good basically at the G1 because he's been stuck doing this for so long.
You think they're gonna put him in the G1?
I think so. I feel like they would have to, but I mean, I do get your doubt. If he wins the Never Openweight back at Dominion, you have to imagine that he would, or maybe. Fuck, dude, you're right. Maybe not. Maybe they're still so concerned about it that something happens and
he's Tenzan's final opponent.
It's just stupid. Like, you can't have it both ways. If you are doubtful that Wolf can sort of hold his own at this stage, either keep him off TV or just go all the way and have him do, undercards until he's ready. Have him be like a genuine young lion despite his fame. But you can't really have it both ways where you want him to be like a sort of main attraction and also not really get behind him like that. And it's why I frankly, you can shit on Callum. You can think he's really bad. Fair enough to you if that's how you feel about him.
I will.
But I do appreciate, the fact that they I appreciate that they looked at this guy and were like, fuck it, we're going all the way, because I feel like that is more desirable than something like this, pussyfooting around with a guy who has potential. I'd rather you sort of shoot for the stars and falter than test my patience with this. That's just my opinion. Anyways, I assume that neither of y'all watched this match, so I will just move on to the second, the Never Openweight Championship, Bolton Oleg versus Rin Narita. And this one was not very good. I mean, Narita, I've shat on him enough, and I feel like my complaints are all the same. He doesn't have it. And with Evil, with now the soon-to-be NXT champion Naraku, back when he was the leader, all the it's hard to explain. It really is the X Factor kind of thing, which is funny because Narita's finisher is the X Factor. But it's like it's just somehow, some way, when Evil did all these spots, it was funny and charming. And when Narita does the same thing, it's like I'm the woman in the comic trying to call HR.
yeah, exactly. Evil had a glint in his eye.
He did. Yeah. That's exactly kind of what it was. Like, it's funny how much mileage you can get in pro wrestling, just sort of changing up, your little micro expressions and body movements. But I feel like that's honestly all it was. He moved around better in a more compelling way. He was like a living, I mean, he had aura. He had the aura, and Narita doesn't have aura.
Evil reminds me of the mad trickster god Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. That's the best way I could describe him. He just always looks
But it
like...
never be said that this is not the academics profession.
No, right? Look at us, man.
I don't know. He always, there's just a certain je ne sais quoi about him, Like, there's a certain...
Je ne sais quoi.
There's a certain...
fucking French.
Holy shit. I'm going to go to the next match talking about how Suji's journey this year parallels with Journey to the West.
The Oregon Trail and all that jazz. But no, I don't know, man. There was something about Evil, mainly because I think you saw him for so many years before that, and that he could go, and then it's just he looks like, yeah, that guy looks like an evil bastard. His name is Evil. He looks like a full-grown man. Rin Narita looks like a chud. I don't know what to tell you.
He does. He does. He doesn't take his shirt off.
He looks like he's doing bad cosplay when he comes out, where Evil looks like an anime villain, so it worked a little bit more. And he was funnier and could talk better,
Right.
So.
Yeah,
He said, "Shut the fuck up."
He did say that, and full fluent English, no accent. It was his ult, bro.
How did he have the no accent in that video? It's crazy.
What's crazy is I
watched it like 20 times when Logan sent it to me.
I watched I went down the rabbit hole because I was like, he's in NXT, and like if he can speak fluent English, and we just didn't notice the whole time. That's like the funniest thing. No,
he learned one phrase.
He learned one phrase completely fluent. Perfect. Like I thought that man was from New York. I was like,
that's so good. Dude, I miss him every day. Oh Jesus, you're just gonna get me emotional. It's okay. One of my other faves is gonna return here in just a moment. But anyways, we've got in the main event. This was the best match of the weekend, no doubt. Yota Tsuji versus Andrade Idolo 2, where Andrade took the dub and won the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And interesting thing about these two main events is the first time in a while, you know, we talk about all the time how different in New Japan, like a 20-minute main event versus a 30-minute main event. They did two 30-minute main events, and I enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed this one more. I felt like, you know, they really on the J-casts, they sort of compared this to how just matches like Naito and Ibushi and Naito and Omega would get so much mileage out of just feeling like they were taking these ridiculous risks and everything they were doing was so dangerous. That's how this match felt. They were both, and Andrade was kind of dragging him into deep water. That was the story of the match. It was Andrade trying to sort of test Tsuji's, you know, lucha ability and seeing if he could really play with the big boys when it comes to lucha libre. And it was so exciting. High spots, all the drama, where Andrade really, frankly, had the upper hand a lot of this match. And the finish was fantastic. Have y'all seen what happened at the end of this match?
Yeah.
Because
I watched it.
Did you, Coop?
It was one of the three matches I watched.
Yeah. This was really one of the crazier finishes I've seen in a while, where Tsuji, and this plays again into the story of the match, Andrade is sort of getting set up by Tsuji on the top for the Guerrero special. Tsuji's trying again to go into the lucha roots, and Andrade scouts it and quickly, you know, turns around and gets Tsuji all the way up to the top rope, and has him in like a front headlock. And then the craziest fucking thing, Andrade drops Tsuji with a DDT onto the top of the ring post from the top rope, and then he just falls all the way back himself to the floor. Like, he totally sacrificed himself to Dome Tsuji there. And then he gets up in like 0.2 seconds and runs in and hits his move. I forget what it's called. That sort of big neck breaker. Yeah, is it called the DM?
Yep.
That's really funny. That's really funny. Anyways, he hits that and wins the title. It was just a great match, and I'm really looking forward to Andrade as a global champion. I mean, I'm happy that he's finally won a major title in this, you know, amazing multi-promotion run that he's been on. And then it's kind of funny because they set up the match after, and it's they set up the match for Dominion, and it was him versus Shota versus Drilla in like the most obvious this was meant for Gabe match of all time. But they clearly just gave him the booking that Gabe was supposed to have. I'm really glad that it's not Gabe, even though I like Gabe more than most even still, because Andrade's just on a fucking tear, man. He's probably the best wrestler of the year.
He's up there.
And yeah, fuck, it was really good. And I like how with the Newman loss, with the low blow, and then Andrade winning with not like a fluke, but kind of just this insane, like, unreplicable spot to beat Tsuji. They've done a good job, honestly, keeping him heated and making him not look too weak in defeat, even losing 2 belts back to back. It feels like the crowd is actually hotter for him more than ever, even despite that. And that is a hard thing to pull off. So I am happy about that. Logan, do you have anything you want to say about this match before I move on to night 2?
Yeah, it's funny you talk about the spot at the end of the match, which was great. But Andrade's actually been on the reverse of that spot. I don't remember if it's in. I think it was in when he was La Sombra in New Japan. He got DDT'd into the post. Yeah, maybe it was AEW or something like that. But he's had that recently. That happened to him in his career where he's been on the reverse end of that. Also, I think the Drilla Shota thing is like the funniest option for.
Oh, I know.
Well, like I think it's interesting because Andrade's worked triple threat, so he'll know what he's doing. I think Drilla's worked it. I'll see how Shota reacts to working that. But, yeah, I think Gabe getting injured in this case for this match was a blessing in disguise. Because as much as I love Gabe and I did like him going after Tsuji, he would have won the title here probably. And did we really need another Gabe global run even as a heel? Like, I think it would have been more interesting to have Andrade here who, again, like we were saying, like, best wrestler in the world, arguable, definitely in top 5 so far this year. And he's finally getting something to sink his teeth into because he's had a lot of stuff, but he hasn't won any titles. And I would like to see how this goes. And I also think it plays well into if they do keep doing those United Empire connections, this storyline they're building with Will half in New Japan and half in AEW with, Andrade still being affiliated with the Don Callis family, But
yeah, Will is we'll get to it later. Will is very frustrated now with Yui after this show more than he was before. We'll talk about it here in a second, but it is interesting to see if that'll come into play. I think they're clearly setting up like a dichotomy, even if you're not thinking about the Don Callis stuff. Like, it's clear, and I don't know if they're going to do a whole Civil War thing, but there's like Will's boys, Anari and Okan, and arguably Akira. And then there's all these guys who are a little bit more, leaning heel, which is Lee and Zane J and JAY and Andrade, who are more just absolute, like scumbags in New Japan Pro Wrestling versus the other ones who still have some sort of crowd acceptance, even if they are getting corrupted a little bit. I like the United Empire stuff a lot, but I'm going to talk about it here in a second. It's starting to feel, funnily enough, a whole lot like when they would main event shows with BTE lore back in the late 2010s. Or not 2020. It feels very BTE lore, the stuff that happened to end this show.
Yeah.
Up next, we had fucking Takeshita versus Chase Owens was the opening title match of night 2.
I can't fucking believe I watched this promotion for so goddamn long.
See, this is where you're like, it's good now. It's an asterisk on that. All right, there's 3 really, really, really bad booking decisions on 2 nights of the show, and those are 3 of your premier matches.
I want you to go back and find me any year ever where Wrestling Dontaku was a good pay-per-view. 2017, they matched it was Okada versus Fale in the main event. It's always bad. It's always been bad.
Fale's awesome.
New Japan on Wrestling Dontaku.
What are you talking about? Fale's awesome, man. That was before he had gout, before he had to take his boots off.
Absolute F tier show of the year.
But still, Chase Owens, you're giving your triple contract guy who can barely show up, Chase Owens. Just bring back Sonata. Give Chase a on the road 2 show and have Sonata at the Pape.
Yeah, I do get that. I am constantly frustrated by how they feel like they have to do something with this absolute shitter of all time, at least to one thing a year. The match wasn't really any good, obviously. I don't even really want to talk about it. It was just Takeshita hitting all his moves and then winning. But there was actually interesting stuff that happened as a result of this match. Obviously, the main one is that the Masked Man was revealed as what we all knew it to be, was the fucking fashion monster, Seiya Sanada, my absolute fave. And he looked so cool, and he hit that deadfall on the fucking big baby, and he's taken the big cable box at Dominion, no doubt. He stole the belt to it at the classic House of Torture, and I'm hope he comes out with like a ridiculous all gold fit to go with the belt at Dominion.
You know what's funny?
He has become the belt.
He may have stole the belt, but you know the TV belt is in the render. Takeshi's fighting Darby for the AEW World Championship.
That he had it. Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. The big poster.
Yeah, but the other interesting thing that happened besides Sonata versus Takeshita for Dominion is that after the match, Takeshita sort of had us. Well, during the match, Antai sort of came out and helped him get rid of the HOT because of his newfound Shota affiliation, and then in the backstage comments, Takeshita actually officially joined the main unit. He is no longer a sort of heel-leaning freelancer in New Japan. He's just joined Hantai, and now they've got like 5 billion top guys in Hantai. But I am, if he's going to stick around, he would have eventually had to join a faction, and none of them really make sense, except for main unit, even though I think it's kind of boring. If all was sort of right in the world and he wasn't, if his attention wasn't so split, I think it would be cool to build up to like a Takeshita sort of takes a chunk of them and forms his own unit, but I don't think that'll happen as long as he's sort of splitting his time between the two promotions. So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of cool, kind of whatever. Anyways, there was a little interesting thing that happened in Taichi and Uemura versus Hartley Jackson and Oiwa. There was they're developing the Uemura and Oiwa feud a good bit more and clearly building to something. They've set for Dominion Uemura Oiwa match, but it's a sort of face-off, but with dangerous techers added to it. So they've got also the Taichi versus Zach. It's a tag match. I don't know. I'm saying it so. It's a 2-on-2. It's a tag match between Uemura and Taichi. And why are you laughing?
Bro does not look at the screen at all. No. You had something to say, Cooper. You were raising your hand so you could speak.
I did have something to say.
What did you have to say?
Jack, you said that no Wrestling Dontaku show has ever been good.
Yes.
Then how do you explain 1995 edition?
Oh my god!
Hold on. Shut up. All right. Yuji Nagata versus Manabu Nakanishi. El Samurai and Takayuki Iizuka versus Akira Nagami and Norio Honaga. Wild Pegasus versus Flying Scorpio. A little too cold. Scorp.
That is pretty good, actually.
Sabu versus Koji Kanemoto, that rat bastard. Junji Hirata versus Hiro Saito, that one kind of sucks. The Steiner Brothers versus Hawk Warrior and Scott Norton. Shiro Koshinaka and Terry Funk.
Damn.
Versus, Hiromichi Fuyuki and Masachono. Ric Flair versus Hiroshi Hase.
Flair came over for it?
Flair was in there. Brother, this is 95. This is dead at the tail end of the WCW alliance. Inoki and Koji Katao versus Tenryu and Choshu. Kensuke Sasaki versus Hiroyoshi Tenzan. And Keiji Muto versus Hashimoto.
Okay. Yeah, no, you got me there. I think they should have tried to take Cal Noon versus Takagi to the Fukuoka Dome this year, just like that, instead of the measly little arena, and seeing how well they did.
That's goddamn right.
Yeah. That's funny. You did get me there.
That would not
have to
not
go
draw
back 30 years.
I will tell you that.
Yeah, you did have to go back 30 years to get me, but you got me. Um, Next up, we did have this sort of impromptu.
Oh my god, this was the show right after the collision in Korea.
Oh shit!
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's fucking interesting. Up next, we had the sort of impromptu IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. That's the sort of dream team of Mystico and Desperado versus the Ichiban Sweet Boys, which actually led to Sweet Boys losing after a short as fuck 9-day reign. And now Mystico and El Desperado are your surprising new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Mystico!
This is a great match. Yeah, 20-minute match. It really let him go. And it was great. El Desperado and Fujita were throwing like shoot headbutts for no reason. It was fucking sweet.
It was.
I don't know what's going on there.
This was one of the 3 matches I watched. It was the first match I watched. I made sure I watched this one because I respect my GOAT. Almost a member of Hossland. I really thought about it. We almost had a trade in the night, but no.
He absolutely did not.
Yes, you did. You literally said any of these with Mystico on the list, and I'm like, I can't.
No proof.
I got the receipts, brother. When your superstar here, so you were trading him. Oh, brother, he ain't working for you. No. Yeah, dude, this was awesome. I really liked the story they told on commentary of like this dream team versus the more well-oiled machine, and it really worked well into the finish of. And I think it set up, too, a really good story for Best of Super Juniors. Is Fujita and Despe in the same block?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They've got, like, everyone good is basically in the same block. B block is terrible. Oh, wait, no, I'm fucking wrong. I don't know why I said that. El Desperado, it is true that B block is fucking terrible, but Desperado is part of the terrible block because he's terrible.
But
I like Despe,
but is Fujita in that block, yes or no?
No, he's an A. He's an A. I mistook.
And
Be
for
the final.
But do they do just A block, B block winner, or do they do semifinals and juniors?
No, they're doing semis this year. They don't always, but they are this year.
I think those two are either going to be the finals or the semis at some point if they do the A block winner versus the B block second place, because they've been setting it up for a while. I know you've certainly talked about it in the past. Fujita won last year and couldn't beat Despe for the title. And he hasn't been able to beat Despe. And he was so focused on just punishing him in this match and hating him to the point where he started doing those shoot headbutts. It was just absolutely gnarly. That he basically, he had the match almost won, had him in, was it an arm bar? It was like almost like his own version of La Mystica. And then basically Eagles and Mystico ended up fighting, and Eagles got stuck in La Mystica, and because he loved Eagles so much, he let Despe out of the hole for him to put him in the stretch muffler.
You're going to think that it's funny. I think Eagles is like the longest person ever to last in La Mystica because they had to set up the double submission spot, and so he didn't just tap out.
Yeah, he didn't insta-tap.
I was like, something's wrong.
Even though that, he wasn't a legal man, so it wouldn't matter if he would have. They could have had him tapping and then, but they're definitely setting up them fighting in the semis or the main. If they don't do that, I'll be shocked. That's basically been that, or Fujita gets stunned by Watto after he just absolutely destroyed him on the mic. Maybe we'll see.
I'm predicting an Robbie X versus Yo final.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you, bro. This is why you say this promotion is good, because you like that idea.
It is good. Robbie X is good.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Oh, fuck. Anyways, up next we had the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championship match that was the Empire OGs, Okan, Hanari, and Ospreay challenging Oleg, Yoshihashi, and Goto, the Goto Revolutionary Army. And I actually don't. I was gonna sit here and lie. I said I watched this one, but I didn't watch this one.
I
'Cause I've been
did.
so busy. Do you watch it? Okay, good. I can hand it over to you. I
This
really
was
wanted to, but this morning I was like, I only have time to watch this or the main event. And I did pick the main event because I felt like it was more important to know about that for the show. But you take over. We've got new champions, the Osprey, Nari, and Great Khan.
So I had the choice between that and a main event. I said, "There's no way on God's green earth I'm watching a 35-minute Shingo and Callum New." I saw the time, so I was like looking at this, and I probably could have gauged my time better, but I ended up not. And I saw Shingo and Callum went 35 minutes. I said, "There's no way. There's no way I'm watching that, brother. No offense." If they would have went like a smooth 20, 25, you would have got me. But, like, I'm not watching 35. I've seen that match before. I don't want to see it for an extra 20 minutes on top. No offense. You know, I've seen the better version of that match with Osprey, too, that's gone that length. So I'm like, why would I watch?
I'm actually offended.
Are you actually?
No.
But anyway, I was interested in this because this one went like 25. Which might be up there for the longest, like, never 6-man. I'd be interested to see, like, the stats on that. But
they were doing like big old main event style 6-man matches when they had that Okada, Ishii, Tanahashi reign.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
But you're right, it was very long.
I think it went a little bit too long. I think it could have been cut 5 to 7 minutes off it, and it would have been tighter and probably would have gotten right in there for match of the year. It's still really, really, really good. I mean, it has Goto and Osprey in a long sequence, so how could it be bad? But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I think it was very funny that Will put over Yoshihashi in the press, said he was the greatest member of Chaos, and he was really saying that.
That was very interesting, wasn't it?
He was saying that because he knew Big Yoshi was going to take the pin for him, brother. He wanted to make sure he treated him well because he knew he was going to take his title away. But yeah, Bolton looked like a beast in this. Holy Seaman Army were pretty dang good. There was a lot of great brawling on the outside. The finish was like Okan and Hanare setting up Yoshihashi on the shoulders and them hitting basically a doomsday with Osprey hitting his hidden blade off the top, and Khan got the Dominator style pin on Yoshihashi, so Cooper can rejoice. And knowing that Yoshihashi did take the pin and lose his title, and got just absolutely
a real fucking professional wrestler.
To a real professional wrestler. And then it looks like now too, Holy Seaman Army are gonna challenge for the Naka brothers.
Yes. They have been teasing this one for a long time. All these Hanari and Ice interactions. Yeah, it should be good. I mean, Akon's another one who's sort of, I guess, just given up on trying completely. But I think that they are still a fun tag team. And I think if anyone's going to bring something out of them, it's the KOB. So I'm looking forward to that. I kind of wish that they flipped the Bishamon match with this one because I think that's a more exciting Dominion match. But I guess they like the idea of like finally bringing the KOB into the wider, ginormous Unbound versus Empire faction feud. Speaking of, we do have this main event that was for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Shingo Takagi versus the 88th IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Callum Newman. Yeah, Logan, I mean, I don't want to say you were right when you said that, like, saw the length and were like, hey, fuck no. But it's a thing, and I didn't even hate the match. I want to say that up front. I didn't hate this match. But it is a thing of there were really great moments in this match, and then also, bad moments in the match. And that is the kind of thing that only fucking happens when you go 35 minutes when you shouldn't be going 35 minutes. Like, I never have that criticism because nothing, can... It's both, like... Ugh, it's just frustrating. Same thing that, remember, we sort of talked about years ago with the stupid ass Shota versus Zack Tokyo Dome main event, where it's like, hey, you could have had a pretty good tight, 18, 20-minute match in here, but there's also 15 minutes of bullshit in it. And I've said this before, like, Newman is really good when he's aping sort of Kenta or sort of heel Shibata. He's got, I know that sounds ridiculous, y'all, but it is true. He's got a great he's got good yeah. He's got good kicks, He's got a great kick-based moveset, and he can play that just sort of young prick character very well. But he also does still sometimes dig into his, bag of Osprey clone shit that people have said is his failing since, he started. And I think since they're building to this Osprey match now, he started to do it more, and I think he should not, because the best parts of the match were just when he was kicking the shit out of Takagi and, smiling about it and being a prick, like the spot with Natsupoi where he sort of sat beside her and tried to sort of jokingly flirt with her to mess with Takagi, and then Takagi came to her defense. That was very
that was so weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but it got him over. I don't know. I get it. I get that response, but I think it fits with what Newman is trying to do. He's slimy. He's a young sort of cocky prick. He's high on his own supply, and it's interesting about Newman too. You can tell the character he's sort of playing is like a young guy who's deluded about how good he really is versus, someone like House of Torture who's cheating and then is also like knows they're cheating and knows they're taking the easy way out. Newman is sort of thinks he's better than he is, which is kind of a fun wrinkle to his character, I think. I think Tsuji... Oh, I should say, obviously, Newman retained, and then in the post-match, they did this little bit where Newman said that he wants to be rid of... He's tired of facing Unbound Co., and so he wanted 2 nights later to have a tag match, him and Jake versus Takagi and Tsuji. If they can pin him, they get the Dominion main event, and if Empire won, they would have been able to sort of not defend against Takagi or Tsuji for the rest of this reign. It was a fun little way to add stakes to a regular Road 2 show. Mm-hmm. And it ended with, of course, Tsuji getting the dub, and now we've got our Dominion main event set. And it was also a good way to get Tsuji back in the title picture when he's just lost 2 back-to-back matches. Like, it would have been annoying if he just came out and said, I challenge you, like they always do, because he just lost. But this was a good way to get his heat back, and in a way that wasn't so annoying. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to their rematch. Ospreay was more dejected than ever after Newman cheated again to win this one, and he sort of got into a altercation with Newman after the match, where Newman was baiting him. They were beating up on Takagi after the match, and Ospreay was getting frustrated, and Newman was like, hey, okay, then you fucking do it. And he was... Ospreay didn't want to do it, and then Newman was like, come on, Death Rider, Billy. Like, messing with him, saying he wasn't really in the Empire. And then Ospreay did hit Hidden Blade on Takagi after the match, and is sort of still acting like he's going to go with Little Bro for a little bit longer, even though he knows they're going down a dark and twisted road. So we've got the Bruv line main eventing the New Japan shows now, like I said. The Bruv line.
That might be your best work.
Oh, thanks. I tried. No, but like I said, it's like genuine. It's very fucking Golden Lovers, very BTE lore type shit, which, your mileage may vary. I like it because I was invested. Like, I think it works because it's based in a very real thing that I saw for 2 years, where United Empire became the most absolute dog shit faction of all time for a really long time. And so for me, I think all of the melodrama surrounding it is earned because I saw, TJP was the leader. So
That is
maybe they
true.
should do maybe at Wrestle Kingdom instead they should do a three-way with all of the leaders where it's Newman versus the Asswing versus Ospreay.
Brother,
the reason why TJP left was because he wanted to change the Empire's taunt from their little crown hands to the dab.
Yeah, they're all of them just
simultaneously. That beat's too powerful. I couldn't handle it.
That would be fantastic.
Ospreay would have been down for that.
Oh my god, yeah, he would have ate that shit up.
You want a dab, bruv?
Oh shit, dude. Ospreay is so fucking funny.
It sucks that he's good, man. Because he has such, like, everything outside of the ring, like, yeah, this is just an absolute effort. I mean, like, everything I hear about him, but, like, dang, what can I say? He really can do those moves well, man.
There's just nothing there.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Straight up hollow, brother.
Was it you, Cooper, who sent that tweet that was like, I can't suspend my disbelief enough to believe Ospreay would hold his friends accountable for doing something?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's good, man.
Yeah, that was actually.
He really had to go method in order to say, "Oh, that's too much, bro."
He was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
That's crossed the line. That's crossed the line, right?
Oh man, it's so funny. And it's funny because Newman has the same fucking accent. They're both from Essex.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate these British people except for Gabe. Gabe's my beloved forever.
You can take the boys out of Britain, but you can't take the Britain.
You get.
Where's Gabe from?
I don't know.
Surrey?
I have no idea.
I think he's from like some fucking like suburb in London, maybe.
Gabe Kidd
He's a mad
is from born in Nottingham. He's a Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah.
So that's
I will say
Robin Hood.
Yeah, right.
Blood in them.
I will say the one
That's true.
the ultimate bad thing about Cooper not having any social medias is me and Jack are sending just the most deplorable wrestling things to each other on Instagram that Cooper just cannot see because he doesn't have Instagram.
Can't take part of,
Yeah, it's just like a pain to navigate Instagram online. So I know, like, I don't want to send brother this, but
He is sending me everything Gabe posts.
yeah, I do. I send him every time Gabe like he posted like 29 today. With a lap, a big body girl, 2 cats on my lap, have a lot of things. Yeah.
I saw that one. That made it to Twitter.
After Andrade won the thing, he posted how he was coming for Andrade with that that clip of him singing La Bamba. At
La La
Pro
La.
a few years ago.
He's just a
He said, "Happy Cinco de Mayo" from the realest Latino man. God, I hate it. He's still so fucking good to me. I love it. He's my beloved, really.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, just a quick run through. I mentioned them all during the sort of rundown, but for Dominion, we do have 6 matches set now. Taichi Uemura versus Zack and Oiwa. Then Takeshita versus Sonata for the TV title. Wolf versus Narita for the Never Openweight title. KOB versus Seaman Army for the tag team titles. Andrade versus Shota and Drilla 3-way for the global title. And the rematch, Newman versus Tsuji for the heavyweight championship. So, yeah. Once again, I think it's stopped. It's not a time anymore where you can, like, we have shut off the outsiders. This is an atrocious card to anyone who is not deep in the weeds. But for me though, it's not looking too bad.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Sonata and
Takeshita, dude, he should beat him.
He should. He should do that, actually.
The fucking fashion monster.
See, the thing is, like, this card is 20 times better because there's a chance that Wolf wins the title back, and we have Sonata instead of Chase Owens. Like, I'm immediately like, okay, New Japan actually may be good. Because I'm like, we can rectify the wrongs of the show.
Chase Owens will be in that match, though.
Yeah, but I won't be focused on him. I won't be focused on him. I'll be focused on Sonata, man. All my gaze is going to go towards this year. Yeah.
You never know.
I forgot to say something on the last podcast, but I'm so glad I didn't because it's New Japan related, and our boy Jack is here. So, Jack, what you missed is a solid 10-minute conversation about the Arc and Shane Haste.
Haste won GHC Gold.
Yeah, my boy. It's his first single-sider in like 17 years since his little Australian indie, EPW. And I listened to a podcast immediately after Haste won where he was interviewed by the greatest journalists in wrestling, the Good Brothers. And during that, he talked about why he left New Japan and also kind of why the Good Brothers weren't let in. But you guys can all guess why the Good Brothers didn't come back. But basically, him and Mikey were under contract, and so they signed each year. And they have New Japan has like you can do by tour or you can do like by month, you know. And so they picked the by month deal. And the reason we haven't seen him anywhere is New Japan did pay both him and Mikey, even though they didn't sign a contract on a handshake deal, all throughout 2025 without using them. Every single month he got paid, and he has worked indies in the U.S. But he was
fucking weird.
Well, basically, like, apparently New Japan, some with Tana and stuff, I think they're really trying to push that youth movement. And it was just funny to me because, like, yes, they are, and they're kind of like cutting out some fat, which I don't really think TMDK was fat, but I guess, I mean, that's what part of the reason I don't think like the Good Brothers have gotten back. But, like, what does Chase Owens have on Tana? Like, what does he have that he just keeps sticking around? Because I mean, like they
probably pays for his own flights,
I guess, but like they paid. Like Haste and them every single month, even though they weren't even being used. That's why Haste is like, I have nothing bad to say about New Japan. They paid me when they didn't have to, you know, because we had made a handshake deal and they didn't use me, which sucks. But you know, I'd like to be there, kind of thing. But I thought you found that interesting.
Who knows, man?
And then
who knows what goes through the minds of these people?
And then Zach basically got him into Noah. Back in the Noah, but they were like, yeah, we want you. They didn't even know Mikey was wrestling because, you know, he lives in Australia, and that's the only reason. They were like, we don't want Mikey. I guess they thought he was retired or something like that, and that's how we ended up getting the Haste run now. But I thought you would find that interesting because I know for a long time on this podcast we've discussed, like, you know, where did the OG members of TMDK go? They were on the, you know, thing for forever but weren't used, and they were getting paid, you know. I guess
it's so weird.
Management just didn't want to use them, which is weird to me, but, you know, their losses, the Arc's gain.
Yeah, I love Haste. I'm happy for him. I would have been happy to see him get singles titles in Nuge. Yeah, I mean, they're great. Both those guys, one of the best tag teams around. And Shane is an underrated talent, too. He's fucking funny, charismatic, and a great wrestler. So, yeah, I wish him the best over in fucking the Emerald City. So, yeah, he's got a match with Kenta coming up, I believe, and that's just cool that they sort of pulled the trigger on him right away. Very cool. Good job, Noah. That's about all I have for Shin Nihon this week.
Well,
everything happened.
I would like to mention a few things. I did watch that triple threat at Fortune Dream 11. We'll probably talk in more detail later when Cooper watches it. But obviously, match of the year. I don't know how much Sendai.
Nothing less.
Yeah. It is crazy that they got like literally top 3 women in Japan right now who are all either working in other promotions or freelance. Basically wrestling. Like, I mean, you could put that on any of their shows in a main event, you know? And to do it on a produce show is crazy. Obviously went to a time limit. Nobody won. Ain't nobody taking a pin there, brother.
Yeah.
But I really liked watching Chihiro and Suri just take turns beating the ever-living dog crap out of Saya. That really popped me huge. I don't think I'm a big Saya fan, Jack. I'm sorry to say the few things I've said.
Oh, that's okay.
She's good though. She's good. She's not bad. But Chihiro, man, like, come on, night and day with those other two. She's in the deep waters. But I also watched some Sendai. Chihiro continued to run with. I don't know if you saw the Zones match, Cooper, that they had aired this week.
No, I've not watched any Sendai since that big run that I caught up on for all the Chihiro defenses, like 2 weeks ago. I think was the last one that I caught.
The Zones match was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a match of the year, but I thought it was really good. I really thought Sinka and Yuna had like a textbook great wrestling match of the year for me. For that,
I really like this Yuna.
Yes,
I have only seen like a handful of her stuff. Man, oh man, her Chihiro match obviously was great.
Yeah.
But then the couple of tags that she was in on the shows preceding that, good stuff. I'll tap in for future reference.
Yeah. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that on a later date. But that's really my excursion. I'm trying to get some women's wrestling in. I am going to go back and watch Stardom, but I didn't because I was like, we're not going to talk about it, so I'm going to do it on my own time kind of thing. Because you've already mentioned it last week. I didn't get it in. I need to watch the Mega Bane and Shuri match. But
you need to watch the Mega Bane.
I might watch it tonight, honestly. But I need to hear about the champion Carnival.
Yes,
let us know, please.
Both of you need to know about the real, most prestigious round robin tournament in all of professional wrestling, the Champion Carnival. Yes, unbeknownst to our fair listeners, at least on this podcast, I am a true Zen Nihon freak. Precisely from the years 1986 to approximately 2006. But I tap in occasionally. They have been dog shit as of late, but when does that ever stop me from watching a promotion? So they had announced. I think I had talked about when they announced the blocks for this latest edition of Champion Carnival, and it was an interesting lineup. Not necessarily, a barnstorm or anything, but just with the recent additions to the roster. Most notably Go Shiozaki, coming over from Noah, and Madoka Kikuta also coming over from Dragon Gate again. It's clear they're doing a little bit of reshuffling of the deck. They had tried, and I think failed with the Saito Bros as top guys experiment. June is still slightly better. Rai is fucking awful, but I don't think we're necessarily going to be seeing them in the tippy top picture. I say that, but we'll have some news about Ray coming up pretty soon. So the final block standings have been finalized, I guess. The last official day of block competition was just a little while ago. And it is some interesting results. So I'm going to actually start with B block here, because this is more straightforward. So way down at the bottom of the ranks is former Triple Crown champion Jun Saito with 0 points. Not a single win for Jun Saito. Now, of course, a lot of that is because he had a eye injury and had to forfeit very early on in the tournament. But still, you would have thought that he would have had a win in those first 2 nights that he was available. So that is interesting. Then up next, Zion, the former Zion Quinn, as real NXT 2.0 heads will know him. The one true successor to Toshiaki Kawada. If you saw that one fucking awful powerbomb that he gave that one guy. He picked up 6 points in B block, so not too shabby. Yuma Iwagi, the Fool of All Japan Pro Wrestling, and a guy that I also don't really like all that much. He picked up 7 points. Daisuke Sakamoto picked up 8. He ties with Ryuki Honda and Renayabe, and semifinalist Madoka Kikida. And then all the way at the top of B block is none other than, once again, NXT 2.0 heads rise up. It's Hachiman Hideki Suzuki. Well, I guess actually Hachiman was pre 2.0. That was OG Diamond Mine over there. So after a little bit of hemming and hawing, Madoka Kikuta is the one of that four-way tie of 8 to or 8 points to advance forward, and so him and Hideki Suzuki at the top of B block are moving on to the semis and presumably finals, but we'll see how things shake out. Then A block is really interesting. Yuma Anzai, the super rookie, one of the youngest Triple Crown champs in history, and a legitimately really great wrestler who does not deserve to be in modern day All Japan. He picked up 5 points, which puts him at the bottom of the league. Now, this also comes as a result of injury. He, I think, hurt his leg and had to forfeit as well before he could fully complete his run. Kuma Arashi then is right above him. Kuma Arashi, for those unfamiliar, is the big bear man. And he got 6 points. Also joining Kuma Arashi with 6 points is Odyssey. Clap, get into it. Right, and then following up, then the ace of All Japan, the best of the best, but not the best of this Champion Carnival. Last year's, I believe, semifinalist, runner-up. That's the word that I'm looking for. The runner-up from last year's Champion Carnival, and the current Triple Crown heavyweight champion, Kento Miyahara, only coming in with 7 points, which keeps him from a very shocking turn of events here, a 4-way tie at the very top of A block. This consists of Go Shiozaki, Rei Saito, once again, dog shit, Kengo Mashimo, who is some fucking indie freelance guy that they bring in for this tour, and Talos from the fucking NWA.
Oh my gosh.
So here's what they did, Logan. On the final night of block action, they brought all 4 of these men out into the ring to determine the orders that they would be placed in for their A block decision matches. And so the way they did this was they brought out like a, I guess, All Japan official who had like a little box with a fancy like red velvet like covering over it, and on top of this little red velvet box were 4 envelopes.
Oh God.
Right? And so they presented each of the finalists with an envelope. You just picked one at random. So Saito gets his, no problem. Mashimo gets his, no problem. Shiozaki goes to get his, but Talos interrupts him, fucking yoinks Go Shiozaki's envelope from him, and Go is like, all right, we'll fucking see how it turns out. And he picks the last one, and so they open their envelopes, and it's two of them are marked with the number 1, two of them are marked with the number 2. So if you match up, that's who you're facing in the next round. And those two, the winners of those two matches, will advance into the semifinals to face the B block finalists, and then those two will go to the finals. It's really quite simple. So Mashimo and fucking Saito, they paired up, and Talos and Koshiozaki paired up. Shiozaki went on to beat Talos, and he will be facing Madoka Kikuta in the semifinal very soon, and Rei Saito will be facing Hideki Suzuki. The winners of those matches will go to the finals and will determine the winner of the 2026 Champion Carnival. Now, I will say, I've not watched the vast majority of these matches because they mostly look like dog shit. But there are at least 2 certified Koopa Prater certified matches of the year.
Whoa!
From this year's Champion Carnival, and I will tell you which ones they are. There's a common denominator amongst them. Within the first 3 days, 3 men faced each other: Go Shiozaki, Yuma Anzai, and Kento Miyahara.
Okay.
So unsurprising that they had at least a couple of good matches between them. Shiozaki and Anzai happened on day 1, and that was a absolute barnstormer. Shiozaki looks oddly like, now granted, I have not kept up with his current All Japan run. I think Havoc fucking sucks. His little heel group with Odyssey Jones and Zion and whatever the fuck. And Talos. I think Talos is in Shiozaki's group, which made it weird that he stepped to him in the fucking decision segment. But I've not seen most of his work in current All Japan, but in this match at least, Go Shiozaki looks the most motivated he's been in maybe a decade. I think he fucking loved working with Yuma Anzai. And I don't blame him, because Yuma Anzai is a generational young talent. Oh my god. He is way too good to be slumming it in this goddamn promotion. They just fucking launch into each other right from the start, really, and it doesn't really let up until the very end. It went long. It was maybe, I think, edging up on 20 minutes. But it felt like a breeze. So definitely go and watch that one. Shiozaki and Miyahara had a match on day 2. A lot of people really loved that one too. I watched it. I thought it was kind of boring. So you can skip that. But then go and watch from day 3, Miyahara versus Anzai, and that is also fucking incredible. They went to a time limit draw, but it felt totally earned. Anzai was given just one of the best struggling babyface performances I've seen all year. There's a bit really towards the end where Kento is just dying to lock in this fucking straitjacket German on Yuma, and he knows that this is it if he hits it, and then boom, that's when the time limit hit. Oh, it was so good. You got to see it. Everything else though, let's be entirely fucking real. You don't need to see goddamn Renayabe versus Zion Quinn. Or you don't need to be seeing Kuma Arashi versus Odyssey Jones. You're all right for most of these matches.
Are you sure?
All Japan is fucking dire at the minute, but there is a a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, in the form of like 2 old fucks and this one crazy talented young dude. So there's that at least.
Well, Cooper, now that we've gotten AJPW out of the way, you know what I have to say to you?
Let's say it.
Run the jewels. Run.
That's goddamn right.
The jewels, brother. Oh my God. It is the spring of Logan's favorites getting belts, brother. Shane Hayes and now Mark Davis. 2 men I thought would never, ever, ever have singles belts are now like super champions. It's the greatest thing.
Thank you for the business, Tony. Thank you for the business.
Thank you for the business. Dude. Oh my! I watched Fairway to Hell first, before Dynamite, the Tree Hour, because I had time yesterday on Mother's Day, and I threw it on, and I was like, Dad, you got to see where they're putting this thing, bros.
WCW vibes.
Just WCW bros. Jack is actively drinking milk right now. No, just kidding. But anyway. I put it on.
It's a good thing that brother had his mic muted.
Yeah, he's laughing. I swear I saw him walk in when he came back with like a milk jug. I swear to God.
Oh, no, do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
You want to know what it is? It's a box of Whoppers.
Well, like, that can't be a milk jug. He puts it in his mouth. I'm like, is that a dog treat? Or are you looking at?
No, I'm eating Whoppers. That's what I'm eating.
I need some.
So you fucking called me out on. I went to tell my wife goodnight, and then I got a carton of Whoppers, and I brought it in for the recording. I had to lock in for the second half.
He truly is settled into married life already, you know?
That brother is comfortable.
There's munching Whoppers all throughout the house. But anyway... Fairway to Hell, Jungle Jack Perry, which is a wrestler that my dad does know and asked me about because he's Luke Perry's son. He has that cross-brand promotion, brother, and he's like, "Oh, I want him to win," and I was like, "No, brother." I was like, my boy, Mark Davis comes out.
You don't.
And as much as I love Davis, it's time. It's time for him to shave that hair off, brother. It's bad. He needs to
I thought about that too.
He needs to go for like a skullet or something.
I kind of like that he is keeping it.
I do too. It is interesting.
It gives him like a Tim Thatch kind of look, you know.
Yeah.
But like if Tim Thatch wasn't a rat fuck.
Well, brother, I've never been more happy to see Ricochet in my life. When I realized
that was my one thing about this, like,
yeah,
this was not a match for me.
No way.
Regardless of how much I adore Dunkzilla, can he not just fucking beat Jack Perry?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Let's be real. Like, I'm sorry. This is a bigger thing in wrestling in general. Right now, we gotta cool it on these interference spots, you guys. Like across the board, across companies. Obviously, we've got fucking House of Torture bullshit over in New Japan, but like it's not that much better in AEW, dude. Like there are so many, like really killer, singles matches or tags that I want to see, and then every fucking time some guy, either some Don Callis family fuck, or I don't know, fucking Stokely or what, like some bullshit will just happen, and I was like, this was like a perfectly fine, 3.5 to 4 star TV match, and like, do you have to run interference on this? Are you saving up the rematch for pay-per-view? No. Okay, so like, I don't know. That really bugged me.
I will be interested if they later on TV or something do a triple threat between these three, because now you have like crossing lines kind of thing, because they are doing Don Callis and they're doing Stadium Stampede, and it sounds awful, but we'll get into that.
I am so not into that Stampede match.
Let's just start with Fairway to Hell because we're here. There's only like 2 more matches, but afterwards, we got a little promo segment. Basically, Mark Davis wins the title. He's facing Perry. He's doing pretty well. Perry gets kind of a comeback. Callis gets on the ring. Ref distracts. Perry's focused on Callis. Ricochet in full golf attire with like sideways golf hat hits Jack Perry in the back with a golf club. Mark Davis capitalizes, hits him with the close your eyes and count to fa pile driver. And fa close your eyes and count the pile driver. And then we get the 1, 2,
my God.
3. Yeah, he hits a pile driver. 1, 2, 3, new champ. They're all celebrating. Immediately backstage interview where Jack Perry's taped up. He's pissed. He's like, I'm tired of Ricochet and, getting involved in my matches. I just got off the phone with the Elite. Chris Jericho and the Hurt Syndicate are looking for 2 partners for Stadium Stampede, where they got 4, me, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega. Why is Kenny involved in this? I don't know. It doesn't make me happy because it's closer.
Golden Jets. Golden.
Yeah, exactly. That setup, Don Callis is like, that's great. I love beating up Kenny Omega and the Bucks and Jericho. You just made my life so much easier, Jack Perry, which I did like. Even though I'm tired of this feud, it was funny. And he says, let's have some discussion on who we're getting. So I assume we're getting like a 7-on-7 Stadium Stampede match. But then I just like, I don't want to see Jericho with anybody, much less back with Kenny Omega of all people. He doesn't. I get that he's shooting with the demand, but I also just don't want to see him in this whatsoever. The thing is, I think the babyface team will probably win Stadium Stampede, so that could be interesting. Of like the demand and the Callis family kind of falling out, and you could see a triple threat between Ricochet, Perry, and Davis later on. And I hope they do that, and Davis is the winner. I think that'd be a good way to like end that feud and start Davis's reign. Or this could just be, we're giving Davis a thank you title reign and then giving it right back to Jack Perry, which is probably more likely, which I hate. But either way, I'm glad to see my boy get a belt. And him not to say anything in the backstage interview, go, ho, 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 yeah.
He looked good with that.
He did. He looked great.
That's all you need.
I'm very happy.
It's probably for the best that doesn't talk. He's not very good at it.
That's okay. Aussie. But yeah, moving on. Or you have any? What do you want to say about this, Cooper? Actually, I know you're gonna say this is crap
about the Stadium Champion.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. And, I don't want to see that fucking match.
Are they doing? Is Double or Nothing? I guess it is an authorized stadium. That's where they're doing Stadium Stampede.
No, it's in Louis Armstrong.
That's what it is.
Stadium.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is slightly bigger, I think, than Arthur Ashe.
Because Stadium Stampede and Anarchy in the Arena are the same match. The only difference is what is distinctly a stadium and distinctly an arena. But, yeah, moving on. Divine Dominion squash. It went so quick that when I was fast-forwarding, they had already won. And then they had a standby match where Speedball beat a Navy SEAL.
Was that who this?
Some guy, I've never heard of him before. Apparently, he tagged with Steve Borden on the pre-show of Dynamite.
Okay. I thought he did pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I actually liked him.
He made the most of his minutes.
He looked like a generic guy, but he was laying it in. I thought he had a lot of great intensity. I would like to see
Kieran Gray.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe a little bit more. See what he does on the indies. Maybe watch a couple indie matches of this guy. Apparently, he was a former Navy SEAL, is what they said on commentary. But Speedball can see advantage. It's the ultimate weapon. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Knight comes out and is like, I still want to be, even though I didn't get it done on Wednesday, I still want to be Kevin 2 belts, and we're going to get to the top together, buddy. And they all had a yay,
Now, I saw this segment, and I saw Kevin Knight lift up Speedball Mike Bailey's hand in the air. And for a split second, in my mind's eye, I saw that man fucking lariating Speedball. And I was like, "Oh, that's so good." They shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it right now. But when they do, oh, it's gonna be good.
Yep.
I love Kevin Knight. I think he's doing really good work with the TNT belt right now. When they do decide to really like thrust him up into like world title picture, it's interesting. It would be easier to do like a straight up like heel turn, presumably against Speedball, because you've built in that emotional connection there for the audience. But I don't think they have to do it, is the thing. And I think it might be more interesting if they don't, because I kind of like where Kevin is right now, as like he is a good guy, but he is also like just a little bit of like a shithead too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and it's fine. Like people don't really care about it because he's mostly being shitty to people who are like also like bad and deserve it, like MJF. But like there is just like he's not like sunshine and rainbow, like Speedball is very kind of like uncomplicated, like whereas I feel like there is more underneath the surface to Kevin, that like I in traditional wrestling sense would be shown through a big dramatic turn, but I don't know. I'm gonna be really interested to see where he is this time next year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his stock is only gonna get higher and higher, and if he does do a heel turn, he already has that singles evil gear ready with that black gear he used on Wednesday.
That black gear looks so good, and it is his fucking heel.
Yeah. He's just saving it for a rainy day, and I kind of liked it because he did kind of play more heelish in that Darby match, But anyway, finally we get to our main event, a no count out match between Darby Allin and Pac, where Darby gets in the ring and immediately he's like, "Fight me in the sand! Fight me in the sand!"
Goes right out to it.
Right to the golf course.
It was calling to him.
We see a lot of flipping bumps, drop kick into it, a Spanish fly, I think, right? They did one.
Destroyer.
Destroyer, that's what it is, yeah. I mean...
Or not even a destroyer, I don't think. I think it was maybe just like a sunset flip.
Sunset flip or something. Yeah, probably what it was. Just like the first 5 minutes of this match are them just doing bump after bump after bump into the sand, which did pop me a little huge.
You see it get all over Pac's
back, yeah.
Singlet, yeah.
My dad was shocked when I told him that Pac was 5'8", because he saw the entrance and he saw the video, and the entrance shoots him like low, It's like, and I'm like, that guy's short, you know that, right? He's like, what? And I'm like, I think he's like 5'6", and then he's like 5'8". He's like, that's my height. And my dad's not a tall man, so I was like, he was very impressed by Pac. He did not like the way Darby Allin looked, unsurprisingly. He was like, this guy looks like a freak. I said, yeah, his whole gimmick. I said he did like Darby because of the Sting connection. So
he's some kind of Satanist or something?
No.
In my good Christian
hustle. My dad likes Sting, so he was like, oh, I'm like, he's Sting's predator. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And so, but he was rooting for Darby. He understood the face heel dynamics. He was very mad about the Ricochet finish. He's like, why can't they just like? This is why this is crap. That's what he said when he saw the Ricochet finish.
I agree. Yes, he knows.
But anyway, they brawl. They're fighting in the ring for a little bit. When they come back from commercial, Pac has tied Darby's necklace with the tag rope and started kicking him in the head. This is very nice.
He like yanks him out from the corner.
Yeah,
it's still attached, and so like just seeing that, like with the setup of it being locked on him, I immediately just kind of went like, ugh, because like you could feel kind of the tension, like him being really yanked out by his neck.
Yep, this is the part of the match that gets kind of fuzzy to me. I mean, a lot of it is like Pac on top around this area. I know Darby during this part of the ring does the he gets thrown out and does the flips over the top rope to finally hit that Scorpion Death Drop. And I know at one point he does lock in the Scorpion Death Lock. And I really like how he's using Sting's finishers. Like at any point it could feel like the Scorpion Death Lock can't get the job done in the right scenario and stuff like that. It makes Darby a lot more interesting of a wrestler because he has like 4 or 5 things he could finish a match with, And a lot of people some people were complaining about it, like him doing a flip there on Twitter, but it was actually like the fastest way to get the pack, and it worked for me. But we then go back to commercial. Unless there's anything I'm missing there, Cooper.
Not really.
They come back, and they are both on the balcony at the top.
Immediately at the top of the.
Oh wait, no. Before this, Pac gets on top, he starts calling out Danny and Wheeler to bring tables. You start to see them setting up tables. And then we go to commercial. And we come back, and they are on top of the balcony, brawling. And Pac has the upper hand, and he just beals Darby down. And there is 4 tables set up, and Darby hits 2 of them barely. It's basically the tables do not break his fall like at all, and he goes straight like butt first into the ground. It looked brutal. It looked like when you throw like a rag doll off in like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator or what Gang Beast. Like it looked like almost like a Gang Beast thing of like how the way his body fell. Just absolutely brutal. My dad's like, I don't think he's getting up for that one. They get him in the ring. Pac pins him 1, 2. The lifeless corpse of Darby Allin kicks out. He's ticked. I don't remember if he hits another move after this. Oh, at one point Pac did hit the brutalizer in the sand, which is a very nice visual. But I'm pretty sure Pac got like pissed. I don't know if they wrestled anymore. Darby got up. He hulked up.
He gets up. They like do a little bit of wrestling with the belt and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they do a little like switcheroo sort of thing, and then Darby hits Pac with it instead.
Yeah, it's Marina comes out, brings the belt, refs distracts. Pac brings Darby up. Darby kicks him in the nuts, grabs the belt, immediately hits him with the belt, coffin drop, 1, 2, 3. And Darby survives once again. I thought this was really good. I don't think it's a match of the year for me. Is it a match of the year for you, Cooper?
Yes.
It's like right there. I felt.
I love this match.
I did really love it. I just wish like the commercials kind of like took part of it out for me a little bit of like where the commercial breaks were.
I kind of dug it a little bit.
That is fair, yeah.
Suddenness of the balcony spot.
Yeah, I did like that. I don't know. Maybe you're bringing me around, but I really liked when Pac threw him off the balcony. But it's not no disqualification or falling anywhere. He had to pin him in the ring, and you see him like run down the stairs and run through the thing.
That was such a big part of it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you could do all this, carnage on the outside, but by the time that you roll him back in, will he be recovered? And that played into like some of the spots in a really good way, I thought. But it's like I'm a sucker for creative uses of the space.
This is like a match of the year in the sense of like I'm not gonna put it anywhere near like when I go back in of like when I think I'm like the greatest, but this is like such a fun, unique match kind of thing where you want to put it in there for that reason. Just the visuals of everything, and Darby survives test number 4 and the Sinister Six, it looks like. Absolutely insane. That Bro wrestled on Wednesday too and had like a crazy match then. Maybe it's because I think I like the night match a little bit more.
Well, that's true. The night match is also a certified match of the year.
Yeah.
So if you're using these as points of comparison, which is natural, they're both title defenses. So, but I mean they're just doing two incredibly different things for different audiences.
Yeah. But I don't know. I did really like this match. Maybe I need to give it a rewatch. It's right there for me, but I felt like, I also don't keep a spreadsheet like Cooper, so everything I say is just like null and void. It's somebody, one of our most devout fans is going to keep track of everything I've said as a match of the year and come out with like a scorecard at the end of the year. But going back in time to Wednesday night, Dynamite and 1 hour of Collision. Cooper Prater, I'm going to let you take the reins here.
Did we say the next defense?
Oh, yeah. So on the show, they'd set up on Wednesday that it was Okada. And that Okada was coming for the title. They had set something up on Collision. But Okada legit, this is just for shoots, as a family matter. Take care of. He had to fly back to Japan. So instead, his replacement will be Konosuke Takeshita, who is 1-0 against Darby Allin and is his first time challenging for the AEW World Title. And in his render, he did have the toaster belt. So that will be your main event of Dynamite this week, which I find very interesting. Because I thought maybe at first that Okada wasn't dealing with stuff and that he might interfere, but I'll be interested to see how they do it. He's probably just going to get like Darby getting a flash pin on him, but
yeah, I'm very intrigued on how they're going to work that match. Especially with Takeshita having such a big spot, coming up at the pay-per-view. We'll see how it plays out on Wednesday, I suppose. But yes, your very, very special 3-hour Dynamite and Collision coming to you from North Charleston, which, as opposed to what you might think from the north, the name is actually in South Carolina. So, I will say, we are only probably going to be doing the recap for the Dynamite portion of this because I did not watch the Collision portion of this because it was 3 hours and I was a very sleepy, tired boy by the end of it. So of the 2-hour Dynamite. So that's fine though because I looked at the results and it doesn't seem like all that much of consequence happened on that particular edition of Collision. And also I knew that I was going to get probably the more interesting Fairway to Hell edition, which I did later on in the week. So,
I will say this about Collision: Manny Lowe wrestled, and that's pretty cool. He got absolutely destroyed by Roosh, which is a DPW dream.
I did see that. Yes, I wish him all the best of luck as Manford. Underneath in Evolve on Tubi or whatever.
Brother, he's not signed.
To go.
He's going to be in AEW. Jake Doyle's going to get the reins on him.
Okay. So we open up this edition of Dynamite with a unsurprising tribute to Ted Turner, who had passed away earlier in the day, or at least the news was made that he had passed away earlier that day. Tony Schiavone is in the ring and gives a very heartfelt speech about what Turner and his networks meant to professional wrestling, what professional wrestling meant to them. And I thought it was a very well done eulogy. And then of course he brings out a man who was very integral to the success of wrestling on Turner, and it was none other than, of course, the icon Sting, full old man Sting with the paint on the beard, an incredible look. Always happy to see him back, and he gives a very short little eulogy of his own. He tells the story of when WCW was not doing so hot in the ratings, and other executives were trying to tell Ted to just cut the cord. They're in the red. It's more of a hassle than it's worth, and that Ted told the wrestlers that they can keep doing what they're doing, and that the suits will have to answer to him regardless. So and they do a nice little 10 bell salute. So just clearly reheating Strongest Styles nachos.
That is true.
Here. So
It is true.
that's a trademark Strongest Style.
We made
10
that.
bell tribute. They'll be hearing from our lawyers soon. Up next, we had a Continental Championship Eliminator match between the champion, Jonathan Q. Moxley, versus none other than Rock Hard, Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang. I saw a lot of people going real nuts for this, and why? It was good.
This was the match
fun.
I skipped.
Yeah, it was all right. Like Juice is good, in certain ways, in certain performances, and the crowd was into him. I'll say that. Like he got pretty over in this pretty short amount of time. But like, let's be honest, this was super perfunctory. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Mox did get a mystery cut at one point. I have no idea how he started bleeding from his eye, but he did, and that's always fun. Let's see. Let's see if I can get the thing over here. Yes, Mox gets him into the Bulldog, but Robinson manages to wrestle his way out of it, and he flips Robinson back onto the mat, and Robinson passes out, and I believe choke. So then we get a nice little video promo over here with Ospreay deep in the Death Riders dungeon in their little weird shoot MMA BDSM club that they got, and they have Will Ospreay doing neck push-ups, I guess, with Wheeler Yuta leaning back on his neck. So he's having to lift Wheeler's back up using only his neck. Is pretty funny. So he's tired. He's sweating buckets. He's on his last run here, and Ospreay just gives out in exhaustion, and Moxley slumps down by him, and he asks him if he's ever heard of the concept of death ground, and Will says, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And Moxley proceeds to spout some bullshit out of his asshole about what a death ground is. Basically, it's just like making a last stand, I guess. This is the ground that you will. This is the hill that you will die on. And it's when you fight your hardest, and that that Ospreay is on this death ground at this point in his career. So he can either go full force and become the best version of himself, or kind of shrink away. But yeah, and then Pac rolls up to the camera and says, "That's enough," and he shoves it to the ground. So I like these little Death Rider segments. I think they're really fun and oddly well produced. So then we had a double Jeopardy match here between AEW World's Trios Champion, member of the conglomeration, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, versus AEW World Tag Team Champion, Dax Harwood of FTR. This was perfectly fine. That's
okay.
I didn't think too much about it, really.
This is fine. It's not a match of the year, But I really enjoyed this match, and this is one of the ones where I thought interference was fine because I liked how
the interference bugged me here. All
the intersecting stories, and I really like the struggle between Orange and Dax in a lot of these spots, like where he would grab the ropes for the slingshot power bomb, and just a lot of it looked nasty in a good way for me. A lot of this match did, like just like a classic struggle pro wrestling, which is like a lot of like the 80s style that Noah loves. The interference was whatever, but it didn't mind me as much because I know like all the and I really like the brawl at the end of like Edge and Christian immediately like dogpiling like Cash and all of them and the intersecting stories. I thought it was interesting. I mean, not like a match of the year or anything like that, but I enjoyed it a lot. It's a good TV match for me.
Yeah. I mean, it was very functional in how it was booked, and I acknowledge that. And the interference is part of that kind of functionality, but I don't know, like just my. I need something else. You'll
get a kick out of this. On Collision Fairway to Hell, they showed the Nick Wayne Best of Super Juniors package, and immediately after the interference match, and my dad's like, I see, this is why, like, the interference, and I was like, what doesn't have interference that you would like? That's Jack's promotion. They don't have a lot of interference there. They treat it like
that
sport.
That is not true, actually. We have
straight up not true.
in most,
you picked a hell of a time to.
Yeah. Well, in most of the matches, they don't. Majority. I would say you take the House of Torture out of it, like maybe some UE, but even that, like.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
They got like 3 matches a card.
He's gonna love watching Taguchi and Tatsuya Matsumoto and fucking Yano versus Johnny Jackson.
Dude. And they gave the Nick Wayne package, and they talked about his Best of Super Junior run last year. They're like, he got 2 wins over former Best of Super Junior champions, Taguchi, and shouted out Taguchi and El Desperado. But they said Taguchi first, and I thought that was just hilarious. Like, have you seen Taguchi in 2025, big dog? Like, come on now. I love the Gooch, but like it's like a prestigious thing,
Excalibur still has those Apollo 55 tapes. These old
yeah. Going back in time.
Any day now, he says. They're finally going to give him the big run.
One last run.
Yes. Then we get a little backstage promo segment with Renee. Also, by the way, Renee got to the golf theme as well, with a little whatever that, like, tartan pattern, like cardigan or whatever, and so she's backstage with Jericho. Jericho basically fucking says some shit. I fucking hate this thing.
Let's skip it. Who cares? Who cares?
Whatever he's doing. Yeah, this is some bullshit. This is how I think the Hurt Syndicate get involved in the Stadium Stampede match. Is Jericho says that he's gonna bring them into it when Ricochet says that he needs 2 other guys. So then we also got another Renee backstage segment with Mina Shirakawa and Harley Cameron.
Let's skip.
Yeah.
Plus 10 segment of the night.
Then, hey, friend of the show, our very best good friend, Brian Keefe.
Oh my God, dude.
Full bounty hunter regalia and nothing else different about him.
Oh my God.
This brother went to his barber and said, "Give me that Great O'Con."
Wait, I gotta look this up.
It's it's worse. It doesn't even. It's like it's not even symmetrical. They got like one side of his head.
Okay, so here's the thing.
What the hell? Like, give me the fucking Great O'Con.
But with waves.
Say no more.
That's crazy.
Apparently, okay, so I saw obviously everybody on Twitter fucking ragging on Keith for this. But according to him, apparently this is like a Houston cut, like that. Apparently, like a lot of people have this sort of like forward fade thing. The little rat tail that he has though, I think that's just him. I don't think that he probably could have cut that.
Yeah, the forward fade I thought looked cool. It was the weird rat tail in the back.
It's the rat tail. Yeah. Brian, I love you. You were so cool to me at DPW. You gotta fix that shit. I'm sorry. But he put up a really good match here, I thought, against the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Also, once again, not a match of the year. But, Keith is a really great wrestler, and I feel like he kind of knew the assignment here with Okada. Took a lot of the offense, obviously, but he gives a good effort, a good fight back. Jumps into Okada's fucking headbutts his mouth there, which I thought was fun. He rolls through, gets him in Tiger Driver and fucking plants him. But Okada, of course, just keeps kicking out. In particular, he goes for Diamond Dust, but Okada reverses it and throws him down in the Michinoku Driver, and then gets him up Rainmaker 1, 2, 3. Callis gets in the ring with the microphone, says that Okada has an announcement to make, and he says that he already has the international title, unlike Takeshita, but he wants more, and he's coming for the AEW World title, itch. But he will. He was fucking lying. Takeshita is going to be facing Darby Allin, so as we've already established. So, Andrade says that he is the best Mexican wrestler alive. That is literally the headline on the AW results page. So not much to talk about there. They pretty much used this as an opportunity to tell the audience that he won the IWGP Global Championship earlier. Then we get a little bit there with Jet Speed, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. Bailey is trying to hype up Knight for his title match later on, and says that there'll be Jet 2 belts at the end of the night. Kevin says that he appreciates Allen for being a fighting champion, but that he will be the one to finally make his body give out. Then we get an interesting promo.
Or no.
Sure, but before that,
I'm blanking out. Yeah,
I'm talking about the ops.
Oh yeah,
and how they put out an offer to Will Ospreay, who is currently involved in this Death Riders program, and I don't know what the fuck this is possibly setting up. I mean, maybe it's just like, if it's just Death Riders versus Ops, like for maybe a couple of weeks on TV, or maybe even leading into a pay-per-view. But I don't know what like pay-per-view match I would maybe want. I mean, other than Ospreay Joe, which I think would be cool, or maybe Ospreay Shibata, but like, I just don't I just don't really know what this is about. Although I guess we'll see how they.
I mean,
give this.
I think it's interesting. I think Ospreay is at like this like weird, malleable state right now. You know, he left, he came back. As like he was almost like this sure man. You know, he lost a swerve, but you know he won the international. You know, held that for a while. You know, dropped the cash show, like was like fully integrated in the roster, and then he kind of got left behind for a little bit during that injury. Came back, thought he was going to pick up from square one, and he couldn't. So, you know, he knows he needs a change, and he's involved back at UE in Japan. He's involved in the Death Riders, but obviously he hates the Death Riders. So it's like, sure, Joe's like maybe Joe's. They put out this ops recruiting thing a long time, after Hobbs left, and then Joe got injured. I feel like there might have been more to that, but they just kind of put it on hold.
Hook didn't do shit.
Yeah. Well, they were like, we really gonna have Hook do stuff? Come on, man. Who wants to join Hook? Let's let Joe come back.
They waited until Joe came back to make Anthony Bowens part of the group.
Well, obviously, I mean, Hook had to get Joe's say. He can't make the boss decisions on his own, brother. But I also love that Bowens refuses to wear the group uniform. Stupid.
I thought that was interesting, too. I was like, they looked so mismatched.
Yeah, I'm like, brother, wear the uniform. Wear the uniform.
Just like, I think he would look good in a
op shirt. Yeah.
Op shirt and maybe with some just basic ass Young Lion gear, on his next couple matches, but I don't know.
Yep. Learn from Shibata, brother. But anyway, so like I think it does go back to, I mean, again, like he did help him through all that stuff. And who would you rather learn from? TNA legend Samoa Joe that you love, Will Ospreay, or terrorist Jon Moxley? I don't know if they'll do anything with it. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't set it up if not, but it would be interesting, though, if he did learn from Death Riders and then learn from the Ops and then learn from, like, somebody else and then, like...
It's like taking all these pieces of training from, different backgrounds. Like,
I
don't know.
Avatar, The Last Airbender, brother.
That. Yeah. I was going to say Batman, like, learning from the League of Assassins.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Then we get the big women's tag with Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander versus Mina Shirakawa and Harley Cameron. All this fucking sucks. This is awful, dude. What the fuck are they doing with this Chris Statlander Shida thing? I hate this. Like, man, I feel really bad for Stat. Like, her world title reign really never quite got off the ground. I think she just finds it difficult to really, like, stick with something. Which is weird, because, like, she seems on paper to me to be, like, the easiest women's wrestler to book, because I already saw, like, the best version of her, which was that that stuff with Stokely, with the, she was still doing kind of like the more than a woman, like, branding and gimmick. Like I thought, just kind of like shitty, but also like incredibly talented and like like warranted arrogant heel Chris Statlander. I thought that worked. I didn't necessarily see the need for another gimmick switch up and then putting her in this tag situation with Shida, who, like, obviously I respect Shida a little bit for her contributions to early AEW and really being the face of the women's division during a time when it was really tough in the women's division. But, like, in 2026, I'm sorry, like, what have you done for me lately, Shida? And her character now is so confusing. Like, she keeps threatening to, like, turn on Stat in the most obvious ways, and I don't know why Stat is playing along with this. I don't know. Just nothing about this is good. So, And that's not even getting into the fact that now we've added Harley Cameron to the mix. So, my chances of enjoying it drastically go down. So, and we got Swerve Strickland calling out Bandito once again. But this time, Bandito is ready. So he basically Swerve comes out and says that for him to be the most dangerous, the most violent, he also needs to take out the most wanted, which is of course Bandito. And Bandito and Brody both together say that they are easy to find, and while Bandito has this on his own, Brody King makes sure to let Swerve know that if he messes with him, he's messing with Brody as well. So that'll set up presumably another Swerve Brody match down the line, which I am not mad at. I liked that first one quite a bit. Then we get your main event for the evening. We've already kind of teased it a little bit. But gentlemen, it is, in fact, a match of the year.
Yes, sir.
Whoa.
Darby Allin and Kevin Knight. Logan, do you want
Darby is going crazy. He's wrestling every fucking show in a singles match since he won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I will say. I mean, I had my doubts upon the initial, title change, but like this run that he's been on has really been making me eat my words, which I appreciate.
So the Jet comes out in this black and gold, like almost like stars on his attire, with the TNT title absolutely shining, and this was interesting.
Got that title buffed.
He got that title buffed, brother. He got that. He said, Tony said, we only need the highest bling for the Jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't give him that crappy other belt. But I thought this was very interesting because, like, the first two Darby defenses, you have Ciampa's playing full heel, and you have Brody, who is a face, but, like, we've seen the Brody Darby match before. We know how they go.
He's a big monster.
Yeah, big monster. But, like, Darby and Jet are more equals, even though Darby is smaller than him. A lot of times Kevin isn't playing a lot of power moves, which is like the last two matches it seemed like, or like there's a lot of really good mat wrestling to start this off. But then we just some nasty Darby bumps to follow.
It was interesting. I was interested to see how Kevin would play into those spots, and the answer is really good, actually.
Yeah. What did he hit when he threw him out to the floor? Was that just like a drop kick? He like drop kicked him almost out of the ring the way Darby took the bump. It was insane looking into commercial.
Oh,
break.
yeah. They say on the official recap here, Allen came out with an explosive dropkick in the ring. Gets that code red on Kevin for the 2. Allen dives out to the outside, and that's when he crashes Knight into the announce desk. And then that's when we get the chair out, and so, we get that big Hurricane Rana all the way down to the floor. Knight sets up Allen on the announce desk and goes up top of that flying springboard clothesline. But the spot I really loved on here, man, Knight's coast to coast.
Yeah.
On this, fucking looked like death. And it was funny because if you remember, back in the C2 last year, there was rumors that that was the move that injured Darby and had to get him to pull out of the tournament for a little bit. I think they maybe kayfabed that. I don't know exactly that it was in fact that coast to coast, but I think it set up in my mind as like, oh, Kevin Knight's coast to coast is really dangerous, and you really like lace that shit in to you. So, but yeah, man, oh, it's such a tight, violent sequence in this closing stretch.
Yeah, and I really like the like finish, and again like the angle of just like as good as Darby opponents are, they aren't like unbreakable like Darby is. Like he just has this like mentality of like you can hit him with everything, but like even hitting him with your best sometime and taking those risks ends up hurting you. Like where Darby goes for the coffin drop early in the match, Knight gets his knees up, but it ends up hurting him more than it hurts Darby. Ended up costing the match because he hits a UFO, he can't get the cover.
I will say that my one kind of little quibble is I think they've integrated the knee injury to Knight maybe a little too late in the game.
Yeah.
If they had maybe like made that a more consistent thing from the start and then kept ramping up the damage that Knight was taking to it by doing all this high risk shit to Darby, I think it would have maybe played a little bit better. I mean, it was still good, don't get me wrong, and that coffin drop onto it really sold it for me. But just a little layout thing.
But I like the finish too of the coffin drop on the ropes and then another one off the top really quickly. The urgency.
Yeah.
There was also like a lariat. They did a double down lariat spot, which Darby just every time he does something, it's like it's like a simple bump, but it just looks so insane. You know what I'm talking about? They both go and like almost like jumping leg first double lariat, and Knight like takes it flat and like flattens out, but Darby like starts to take it flat and then corkscrews and lands like face first in the middle of like Kevin's legs, and I'm like, yeah, he's dead.
I think like that's the thing. I think I've said it before on here, but like, I think part of the chemistry to why Darby matches look and feel the way that they do, and why he works this kind of style, is that I think just fundamentally, Darby Allin has such a weird body. Like, yeah. I think there is just something about the way that he's shaped, the way that his muscle stretches over, his bones, that makes it so that he can, he's like one of those people that like don't have properly working nerve endings, and so like they'll just press their hand down on the stove and not feel anything. Like he's like that, but it's like his whole like body area, and for taking blunt force trauma.
Yeah,
it's weird. He's like extra springy for some reason.
For sure. My dad watched one Darby Allin match and said, and I quote, "He's gonna have a rough life at old age." So that's what his immediate thought was.
I think.
And I'm like, yeah, many think that. It'd be funny though if he's like the most like normal wrestler after all that. But yeah, it's just like you think like even this, like you see like Kevin Knight, he's like, this isn't a monster. Like he's not really power moves. He hits high fly and gets drop kicks and stuff like that. And even but like none of it's really, he's very much a high flyer. How is Darby gonna do an insane bump? And he finds a way every time, to just like throw his body at something. I'm very excited for the Kessa match because they're one in, I don't know if it was 2024 they had, it was the one time they wrestled, but it was a maybe TV match of the year. It was right before I think Darby was originally supposed to go to Everest. It might have been the one it was like the week before he broke his foot. But just insane bumps. And Takeshita's just someone too that like, I don't know, I was seeing highlights of like his earlier run, and I feel like he's just lost so much luster recently. Of like, this is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I feel like he's like
that's what working with Chase Owens will do to you.
Yeah. Well, there's just anything. I just feel like he's one of these like best wrestlers.
I think
Rude. I feel like his like style is getting diluted, and he's becoming like I feel like he was almost better when he was younger. Like, he's still good, but like I feel like
honestly, sorry, Logan, I don't mean to interrupt.
You're good.
I just have a thought. I think Takesh, like I get the same vibe from him this year. You know, from what I've seen of him in his other promotion, obviously. Takeshi just strikes me as someone who's honestly just fucking tired. I can understand that for some. I mean, I'm just doing fanfic in my head of what he's thinking. But he did work so hard in 2024, 2025. I can't blame the man if and I don't just mean tired physically. Like, I think that the triple contract thing, like working, you know, not full time, but approaching it in 2 countries, all the flights. I can't imagine it's easy. And I can imagine, you know, very easily getting disillusioned with it, getting upset with it quickly, especially when, you know, the booking is a little weird. Like, everywhere you go, like, people have talked about how, long and drawn out the Okada Takeshita thing has been. And I'm sure it'll be a great payoff in the end of it, but it is just, he seems to be the victim of a lot, and like in AEW too, where he had, or in New Japan, I mean too, where he had this just a strange like non-character there when he was supposed to be the top guy of the promotion for a minute. He just seems to get hit with all these like roles that are less exciting than what is deserved, you know, someone of his caliber, and at the same time he's like working harder to make all these dates, to, you know, be this valuable player for 3 promotions, constantly flying around the world. I can imagine, like, I can just so easily see if I was in that position, you know, even if I was the absolute specimen that Takeshita is, that I couldn't keep up the energy forever, you know. It's a hard life to live.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get something to just sink his teeth into for a second.
Yeah. And that's like 100% the thing. And I feel like the Okada feud too has been so long and dragged out, and like this Don Callis family split has been so long and dragged out, and like he's like, they don't call him the alpha for nothing. He is one of the, like, physically, like when you look at him in
he's
ring,
a specimen.
He's the best pure bell to bell wrestlers in the world. There's something about him that he just gets it. But it feels like recently it's been like like he's tired or stuff like that. But like, I mean, in New Japan, you have him lose a title, and he never felt like, even though he was the main eventer, he never felt like the main event. And then until that, you know, Tsuji match, and then you just give him the TV title, which he probably doesn't even want, you know. And then with like AEW, it feels like they keep like dragging him along. Like, again, he goes 15 perfect in the C2 blocks and gets bollocks finish against, you know, Okada. And then we're going to wait, you know, 5 months before restarting this feud. You know, we're going to drag it out even longer. I feel like DDT is like his oasis, if anything. But I'm
like, finally I get to just fuck around with Antonio.
But I'm really happy about this Darby match, because if there's anything to light a fire in someone and to like give them a great match and to remind them, like, it's wrestling Darby. And if it isn't a good match, we might be in for some trouble, boys. Because Darby is 4 for 4 right now. I mean, you would say that too. Darby is 4 for 4 in title defenses. Him and Takeshita had one of the best. They don't even have. They could run that back completely back, and it'd still be a match of the year. You know, if barring injury, this is like a total disjointed, messed up match. Like, it just feels like nothing. That's bad. You know.
Yeah, it would be.
So that's what I'm saying. You would agree, you know. I mean, hopefully, I'm assuming that's not going to happen. I
just don't like saying it.
I feel like Takeshi's actually a little bit more motivated. Finally, he's getting this Okada match, and they're kind of doing the split, you know? Because I think he'll win the international title, and Callis will split from him or something.
Yeah, if they finally just fucking just pull the trigger. Yeah.
I mean, he's already in Hontai, man. Like, what other chud thing do you have to do to become a babyface? But yeah, well, that's Dynamite. That's AEW. And that is our podcast. It's time to hit that outro, baby. Thank you for listening to Strongest Style Pro Wrestling Podcast. That is it for us this week. We'll be back next week with another 3 hours of rousing wrestling content. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us at Strongest Style on Twitter. You can follow me at Logan Hurston. You can follow Jack at Average Darth. Cooper doesn't have social media, but Cooper, any last words?
Quote the Bard, Davey Boy Smith Jr. I love Zen Nihon.
You should follow us on all your podcast players of choice, Spotify, Apple. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And if you are listening in India, we appreciate you more than most. We will see you guys later. Goodbye and good night. Bang!